Hello, and welcome to Erois, High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons. I am your dungeon master, Mark Sherlock Holmes, and joining me in this wonderful world, you can see 6 players surrounding me now. There she is in her natural habitat, changed colors. It's Rhiannon Gower, making the mating call of his people. Below her is Thomas Hazel, the vibrant plumage of one Scottish maiden, Katie Morrison.
Hey.
The stupidest animal in the entire kingdom. It is Chris Trott. And then finally, a mature and elegant creature that stalks the wildlands in search of prey. It's Kim Richards.
I'm the prey.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another fabulous episode of High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons. We're so glad you can join us. We hope everybody is healthy and safe at home and is ready for some Dungeons and Dragons. Let's go through a couple of quick things before we get cracking on with today's game. First of all, we have 2 sponsors this week. Big thank you to D&D Beyond and World Anvil. Chris Trott, take it away.
Oh, hell yeah. World Anvil. You may remember the last time World Anvil sponsored us. So I showed you my beautiful world, Luciander, a utopian planet ruled, nay led, by the benevolent god, Lucius. So, unfortunately, things aren't so great in Luciander anymore.
Okay, we've got a world update, do we?
Time has progressed dramatically, and I'm showing you here now in the middle. This is worldanvil.com. This is my world. So we've gone and set Luciander into the far dystopic future, and I've updated a lot of the articles and characters in the process. Thankfully, World Anvil has some awesome themes so that it suits the new futuristic look. As you can tell, I've put some of my own pictures.
God.
Yeah. You can see this
Definitely.
is Elenastoria, the main city. So here we got Gyrel HQ, and there's the Circle of Influence of Gyrel Corporation there. This is the Dead Zone. You don't want to go there because the Nastoids are there. This is, ignore that, Mr. Todgerberry Sexy Supplies. And the Church of Elenasto still holds strong. It's all fine. So let's check the timeline and see what happened. How did it get to this point? Well, I've got a load of new characters here, as you can tell. Let's go to the complete history of Luciander. So here we go. Let's zoom in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was the Dawn, obviously utterly dismal era in like 1 PL pre-Lucius. And then he arrives, and then, oh my god, it's incredible. We found Elenastoria. It's an incredible place. Then we have the Departure.
Oh, this is where it changes.
This is where it gets real bad, guys, because he left. Lucius heard of greater threats to his planet, and being the ultimate embodiment of purity and goodness, took it upon himself to fight it. And then you have the Gyrel Uprising, which really sucks, from 190 LD to 199. Gyrel, starting off as a small manufacturer within Elenastoria, expanded exponentially. Its crowning achievement, creating the first robot slave, the Nastoid. And then the Nastoid quickly happened. The insurrection happened straight after that. So yeah, that, and it's disaster and destruction ever since then.
It's not the best Star Trek film.
But as you can tell, if I can whip together a world that goes through such incredible motions, then it'd be easy for you guys to do it too. Let me show you. Do you guys want to see some of the new characters?
Show some of the other features.
Yeah,
Show one of your character pages.
Pave Palpista there is one of the major characters.
Pave Palpista. Okay.
Oh my God.
We got Rachel. We got Rachel here.
Rachel. Oh my god. Very good.
I'm showing off the relationships panel here. You can see it has a relationship with Gary Sunport, who has a actual high relationship with each other. And let's have a look at Gary Sunport here. What a nice man. Well, he's got a tiny head.
That got me.
And we've got Plian Flosling, who is a work associate. Who they don't have a good relationship with each other. This is a new feature, by the way, the relationship. Plian Flosling. And as you can see here, he's a Nastoid.
Oh my god, he's a Nastoid.
He's an actual Nastoid. Oh, so they were meant to look like humans.
Yeah, a Nastoid. Created by the visionary Sheldon Gyrel in the hopes to create an unthinking workforce.
Wow.
That is until they found a way to awaken. It's awful here. And I hope the god comes back.
Me. Fucking
You want to see Sheldon? you want to see him?
Yeah, show us the creator of the Nastoids.
All right, 1 second. Oh, there he is. It's right under Wachel.
No, that's Wachel.
I know, but there's a
Sheldon
relationship
Gyrell.
link. There he is.
Very
How
good.
deep did this go? I feel like we could be here for
No,
like an hour.
I don't want to know more. I don't
Okay,
want to know
that's
more.
probably enough there. But let me
We
show
just
you
have
a
a relationship
really.
with Nastoid Prime.
Do you guys want to actually? This is another cool thing that I've been shown. So unlike my map, which is awful, this is showing off that what you can use. This is a whole world map someone else has used, and they've put pins everywhere, and those pins link to other maps. And you can just go deeper and deeper and deeper, and they go all the way to a dungeon, I think, in this.
Oh.
It's pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah, you can
So
like link it all
that's
together.
like
and
the
stuff.
continent, and then you got the town,
cool.
and then you can link it all together. So if you're
Nice.
looking to make your own world and even run potentially a campaign through this, and then have all your family trees, calendars,
Very,
all
very
that kind of
cool.
stuff, very cool. Do you guys want to see a quick bombastic trailer?
Yes.
Chronometer.
Oh, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Here we go.
I mean, I assumed it was a rhetorical question.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I love
Manage your campaign.
it's so metal.
Fight your players. Design, directed, and
Look at all those. Way better than mine. So much better than mine.
Light up the
That's a great tagline.
whatever else.
Awesome.
So, the ultimate
That's
world-building
awesome.
platform campaign manager. That is
Yeah, I know
well
that
done,
for
Paul.
the maps and stuff, they've partnered up with a couple of other programs that I've used in the past as well. I know like Dungeon Fog and a bunch, and I think Incarnate and stuff like that. They're working together on some cool stuff. So that's really cool.
Good.
Very good. Well, thank you, World Anvil. Thank you, Chris Trott, for showing us off
You're welcome.
your incredible detailed
Sheldon.
world. That thank you. Very good.
Praise be to Sheldon.
You not,
I can't.
I'm assuming you've just been watching a lot of Blade Runner recently. To be honest, Trott.
Well, I just thought, how do I take my world into the future? And that's the first thing
Yeah.
that came to my mind.
Blade Runner.
So, yeah, why
Nice.
not? Anyway,
Um,
and of course, you can plan the campaign of your dreams with World Anvil. So let's actually run it. Or maybe your DM has invited you to the world and you need a character to play. So enter D&D Beyond. That's
Oh,
right, the
very
best
good.
digital tool set for 5th edition D&D. You can create a character, update stats on the fly, check spells, items with a search engine really quickly, faster than you could in a book, just saying. Join a campaign and see the player character sheets update dynamically. Create combat encounters full of Nastoids on Elastoria. If you want to use my world, and you don't have
you can
to.
create custom
but,
enemies.
and soon, roll 3D dice just by clicking your spells and actions. That seems really cool. So yeah, check out D&D Beyond. A lot of it is free, so go create a character for free and use the basic rules for free, and give it a go. It's good fun.
Bunch of free adventures because of the stay-at-home order. They've also added a ton of free adventures, including the Sunless Citadel, which was
Lovely.
an adventure from 3rd edition D&D, which I ran a long time ago. Very, very cool.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Chris Trott. Thank you very much, D&D Beyond. As always, we really appreciate you guys supporting us through the entirety of Erois. You guys have been there since the start, and hopefully we'll continue until we finish. In terms of other news, Curse of Strahd. We have begun playing a Curse of Strahd campaign during the week, which is available on Thursdays live, Thursdays 8 till 10 p.m. Over on twitch.tv/HighRollersDND. You can check that out. It's also being uploaded to YouTube and podcast as well. There was a slight error for the last episode 2, on the Twitch VOD. Twitch had some sort of weird problem where the episode is all jumbled up. However, thank you very much to Recoral, who is a user who has basically stitched it all together. It does kind of dip in quality as it goes on, but it's coherent and it follows the actual structure of the episode. It's the full episode, and that will be going out as a podcast and on YouTube as well. But I did want to do a big thank you out to Recoral, because that can't have been easy. That was a lot of very awesome work. Thank you for helping us out on that, because we weren't really sure what we were going to do. So check that out. If you've not watched it, it's already kicked off to the extreme, and it should be a really fun campaign. It's a very different vibe to Erois, so come and check that out.
Campaign, not mini-series.
Yes, campaign, full campaign. No plans for it to end until we finish, basically. Then the last thing I wanted to say as well, we had a few donations both last week here on Erois and on Curse of Strahd. And sadly, they didn't come up when we were reading them out because of an error going on. We just want to say that if we ever don't read out your donation, it's never on purpose. Obviously, we would 100% read it out if we could see it. If we do miss your donation, please let Nightjar or one of the mods in chat know, and then they can pass us your name and your message, and then we'll hopefully read that out next time. We need to get a better system in place for that. But we did want to just say we really appreciate any donations, whether it's on the High Rollers channel or the Yogscast channel. We really appreciate them. It helps support us. It helps us do what we do as for a living. So big thank you for that. And yeah, just be aware that if we don't read it out, please understand it's just because there's an error and not because we're trying to not read it out. We would never do that. So just wanted to make all that clear. That, I think, is it. Is everybody ready to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
excellent. In that case, oh yeah. Waha.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. In that case, let's play some Dun-Duns.
Jesus.
Yeah, here we go. Dun-Duns. Oh, no, wait, sorry, that was the... Here we go.
Hello, and welcome back to Erois. During a stopover at Porta Sovrano, a free city in the Hawksdawn Archipelago, our party have taken on a job to help a group of wine-making nuns fend off a band of gnolls. On arriving at the Vintare Solorense, however, the party have quickly learned that these gnolls have become corrupted by Hadar, the Crimson Star. After dispatching several groups around the monastery and the vineyards, the party made their way down to the winery itself and decided to have most of the group sneak into the winery with invisibility while Sentry attempted to distract and lure the rest of the guards away. However, the best laid plans do not always turn out as desired, and now Sentry and Ayla lead a frontal assault against the gnolls, whilst Lucius, Nova, and Quill have finally reached the other side of the building under the effects of invisibility and prepare to ambush the leader of the gnolls, a creature called Baraz. And that is where we begin, fully in combat. This is an ongoing thing with this adventure as things kick off. We're going to start at the top of a brand new round with Ayla. And to set the scene, Ayla and Sentry, this is a walled vineyard, or a walled-off winery with a short kind of defensive wall. At the north gate, we'll call it, there was several kind of wooden barricades, which Ayla and Sentry have assaulted. Sentry has used the power of the Matrix, the Prime Matrix, to make herself enlarged, and is currently defending off lots and lots of arrow attacks as she now engages several of the other creatures in their place. Ayla has surprised the kind of one of the commanding officers and is engaging with the rest of them at the same time around the barricades. Meanwhile, at the southern gate towards the winery, which seemingly is undefended, Lucius, Nova, and Quill have all made their way invisibly. Nova is now inside just before the main door that leads into the main building itself, and Quill and Lucius are on their way, about to arrive and unleash their magic. But we start at the top of the round with Ayla. You have a very injured gnoll in front of you, and then a second one with a large greatsword behind you. And then several archers have kind of fanned out in a position to the south of you.
Can I hit the Gnoll Pack leader, please?
Of course you can.
Please.
Plus.
Thank you.
So you swing in with the Howling Tempest.
18 plus 9.
Yeah, it's going to
Hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I will tell you now, your first attack is going to kill him. Because he had 3 hit points left. So the hammer comes swinging in, and you can see he's already bleeding, and several kind of ribs have been broken, and one final swing of the great hammer sends his body flying, sprawling through the air as it collapses on the ground.
Nice.
Can I then move? Can this guy still get me? He's behind a crate.
Yes, so the wooden barricade is enough that the two of you sort of have a little bit of cover from each other, but you can still attack each other because you both have quite long weapons. So you're kind of swinging at each other, but the barricade is forming a little bit of cover.
Okay. In which case, I'll... No, I will move. I'm going to move across to my 45 feet, across to the other side.
He will
behind these
take
barrels.
a swing. He will take a swing at you with his greatsword. Then, as you rush past, that is only a 14 to hit.
We'll miss.
So he swings. It kind of connects with the wooden barricade, and you sprint off to the other side of the gate, just behind where Sentry is currently engaging several of the gnolls.
Actually, would he have taken damage? So he was within 5 feet of me when that dude died. So would he have taken my lightning damage?
Yeah, you can do. You could, in theory, you could make an attack against him before you move as well. Because you had 2
Actually,
attacks.
yeah. Can I do that retrospectively?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So you make the second
12
attack,
plus
and then
9.
I'll do the save after that. Yep, that hits. Easy.
Okay. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage on hammer,
Points
and
of damage.
then Dex save
Dex saving throw.
for 1 damage. Ooh, it hits.
Well, it's a fail, so he takes that 1 damage.
Ooh, and then I'll move. And I want to say to Sentry, have we got a plan of getting out of here, buddy? I can run pretty fast, but I'll take your lead.
Okay. Right. So you call that out to Sentry, and as you do, the other kind of remaining gnolls will now begin their movement. I'm trying to remember. Okay, yes, you got 1 here, and then 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's right. So the remaining gnolls will kind of see that Sentry is kind of mowing through their team. And they will divert their attention probably towards... Although saying that Ayla's now behind cover, so I think they're going to focus fire still on Sentry. So each of them has what appears to be a short bow, and they're just going to launch a salvo of arrows in Sentry's direction. So this is going to be a total of 6 attacks, Sentry, as they get 2 attacks each. And you are currently next to one of their allies, so they are trying to strike your vulnerable points as they attack.
Okay.
So the first one is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then the second one is a 13, which I believe your AC is currently 22,
That's
right?
miss, yeah. Yeah.
Right, so the first one does strike, and it does hit one of your, like, a vulnerable joint between 2 plates for 19 points of total damage as the arrow kind of thuds in. That's from the first attack. The second gnoll will take its 2 shots for another miss of 14, plus another 17, which is also a miss. Then the third gnoll will try and shoot an 18, which is a miss, and a 19, which is also a miss. So all of these arrows kind of bounce off your armor plating, except this one, which manages to kind of catch you in between the joints of your shoulder armor, kind of pinning you into the flexible wood and metal kind of components and joints that make up your guardian body. But that is pretty much it for all of those, the remaining outside gnolls, as they all just kind of pummel against each other, basically. The 2 larger gnolls with the great swords, one is going to come chasing after Ayla, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Doesn't quite manage to get in range, so will probably dash to get next to her. The other one is just going to take 2 swings at you, Sentry, with its greatsword.
Okay.
So these ones, as they rush towards you, the ones with the greatswords, they don't show any of the kind of doubt or panic that the other gnolls seem to be displaying. These ones are very single-minded, very focused, don't really show a lot of emotions on their faces, just kind of their drooling jaws and fanged maws kind of snarl and bark at you. as they charge forwards. That is going to be a natural 20 on the first one to hit you, unfortunately.
Oh,
That's
shit,
a 26.
Mhm.
And then the second attack is going to be a 24 to hit.
God, they're rolling
Yeah.
so well all of a sudden.
I think
12,
I think this is it,
16.
boys.
Yeah, they
This is
rolled
it.
really bad last time, and now they're really rough. So
They're
the critical
rolling good
hit
now.
is going to be 12, 16 plus 2 more d6. That's going to be 23 points of slashing damage as it kind of
Yep.
impacts against your armored body. And then the
Mhm.
next one, which is just a normal hit, is going to be 11 points of slashing damage. Bam,
I'm down,
bam.
boys.
So you
That's it.
actually go unconscious.
Yep. That's it.
Okay,
That
so the
big, that
enlarge
big,
effect,
Crit, yeah.
I think, goes. I can't remember if enlarge is a
I'll have a look.
concentration spell. But I can pull it up pretty quick.
Can she just topple onto that hunger
Yes.
slave and destroy it with her big
She's
Terminator
not that
transformer
big, and it would
body?
have enough time to move. It is a concentration, by the way, so it will fade.
Okay.
And then I'll put a. No, we'll make this a bit more
Have you ever
obvious.
been
I'll put
landed on by a wrestler? That would still hurt.
I'm sure it would, but this
That's
knoll
pretty
seems
big,
to be
though.
adept enough in combat that it manages to kind of angle Sentry's body with its weapon and the blow and step to the side as she kind of falls to the ground and her form begins shrinking down. Man, that was some very
I
unfortunate
thought
big
Tom was
hits there.
frozen, but it's just he held the expression for so long.
Yeah.
Lucius, as the debacle at the front, at this point you still don't quite know. You can hear the sounds of kind of metal hitting metal and screeching from the knolls, but apart from that, you don't know what's going on. It is your turn.
Okay, I think I remember Nova saying, "Come on in. There's a second door on the inside," or something like that last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, she did.
So
yes.
I'm literally gonna do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30
Yeah, sure.
through the door. Can I go through the door, please?
Okay. Yeah. You can go through the door. Yep. So very much like before, the door I think is still open from when Nova went inside.
Can't go in,
Can't get
Mark.
through.
Oh,
I'll move you in. It's because I think I've got the line of sight wall
okay.
still on, so
Walked
it's
in
fine.
here with
Um,
me.
That's your normal movement. Do you want to do anything else?
I would like to, if possible, ready a cone of cold to go off
Mhm.
if someone is a baddie is in my line of sight to be able to do so.
Okay.
So if the
Right.
door is swung open, for example, and it's within the range of cone of cold, can I cast it, please?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Making sure I don't
Okay,
hit my
perfect.
teammates. Thank you.
Yeah, that depends on where they place themselves, but yes, because the cone will originate from you, and it will kind of go. I'll show you on the map. It will go sort of like this, like that. So anybody that kind of gets in that area, it can
I
potentially.
didn't realize this is such a wide arc.
And actually, no, it's not like that. What am I talking
It's like
about?
a 45-degree
more-
one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of
The
like.
coney.
Yeah, but it starts like this. I think it's like
I mean, it'll go through the door, won't it? Like,
60-foot cone, yeah.
yeah. So it's like, but it goes a lot further than that because I'm not drawing out the full 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. After you, one of the creatures inside, you, Nova and Lucius, you can kind of vaguely begin to hear this now. You just hear like,
But as a great one, they are fighting the intruders outside. Shall I not go to them and assist?
you kind of hear this kind of like muttering.
No, please don't.
And then yeah, you just hear just like, no, bring me more wine.
Yes, master.
And it kind of mutters to itself, and it begins making its way back up here. Quillic and Kalar.
do I hear Sentry going down? Like, is it a messenger ring thing? If she makes like a death
No.
throw or something?
You
No,
feel a
she would have
presence
to
in the
consciously
force.
think, and this was she got hit, and then it falls unconscious.
Wasn't like a. In Street Fighter.
Unless Sentry, unless you think Sentry would have like Rhiannon, I guess it's up to you, right? Would you think to activate the messenger rings and telepathically go, or would that just be like?
Probably not. No.
I don't think she
No.
would. No, I think
An alarm
that's
bell.
I don't
such
think
a
Ayla would
required
get
effort.
like on my turn. I'm obviously going to do that, but I don't think
Yeah,
that
you'd
I
be
can
responding
do it as
because
a
this is all
reaction.
happening at once. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
I just need to go through that door one tile up, and then I feel like the same as Lucius. I'll cast Spirit Guardians if someone comes in through the door.
Okay. So your held action is if somebody comes through the door, you will cast Spirit Guardians.
At least for now, yeah. I guess next turn is when
Okay.
we'll open up in a big way, but
Okay.
Precautionary action.
yeah.
Let's see.
Actually, could I also do like a guidance on someone as well?
No, because that would be your action. Action to cast a spell, but you're using your held action to hold your action.
You ruled me, Mark. You ruled me.
Oh, well, no, that's the rules of the game. You see
I got ruled.
those of you, actually, no, you guys can't see because the doors are closed, so you don't know. You don't hear anything or anything else going on. He's now dead. Sentry, I need you to make a death saving throw, please.
Do I get a go?
There we go, buddy.
You do. You're last in the round, Nova.
Okay.
Sentry goes before
Well.
you, then it's you. That is
Okay. Swing
one
and a miss.
failed death save. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Nova VJ.
sure, I'm glad Sentry's not on her own though.
Very true. Yeah, I would
probably
be
a good thing.
fucked.
Nova
So this
VJ.
door in front of me is closed, right?
Yes.
Can I guess, yeah, I guess I'll say, I guess I'm going in, guys, on the messenger ring. Can I open the door?
Yes.
Can I
Do you
do
want to
any
open it or go
reactive-
through?
I can't.
Sorry?
Nope.
Yeah, if the door opens, like, I guess, what do I see? Like, does the, yeah.
You see what you see. So you can see that there are 3 stone pillars that hold up a ceiling that you don't immediately look at. There are 3 very large wine casks or kind of huge barrels that fill the back of the room. There is a desk to the right-hand side where you'd expect to see a very overweight Gnoll from the kind of description and everything, but instead you see a very large, muscular-looking Gnoll, maybe about 7 feet tall, with kind of these scrawny but powerful-looking limbs, just gorging itself on grapes, horse meat, raw. It doesn't look like it's being cooked, just gorging itself. Its eyes begin flicking over towards the door that opens by itself, as it begins like just wiping blood and gore from its cheeks. And you can see another vague image of a Gnoll just behind one of the stone pillars.
Okay.
What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna risk it and go in. So 5, 10. Okay.
I can just
can't-
picture
do-
me and Tom like brimming
do it
with
what-
magic, and as soon as there's
Yeah.
a crack in that door,
Well, so
Let me
this is why it's important. I want Nova to finish her movement because you
Yeah.
open the door and then you're stepping in, right? Because
I'm trying, but
Lucius and
Nat
Quill
won't.
can't see you. Yeah. You want to go
Nat won't
through?
let me in. There you go.
Sorry.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So
Okay.
I've moved away from the 2 gnolls, and I'm kind of behind one of the pillars. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go for it.
Yep. What you do? And then Lucius, your
Can
readied
I-
action will go basically as soon as Nova's turn ends.
Roger.
Can I cast?
Technically, it's
Wall of
going at the
Light?
same time. So, yeah. Where are you casting
I'd
this
like
wall
to
of
cast.
light?
So, can I create? So it's a 60-foot wall. Can I create a diagonal line? I'm just trying to see if I can draw like, I guess, kind of
yeah,
like
if you do draw shape.
5,
Yep.
10, 15, 20, 25, and then can I like curve it, kind of like I did with
Yeah. I believe you can make the wall of light.
5,
You can basically
10,
you have like 6
15,
10-foot
20,
walls.
25,
Imagine that.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, so ignore like the bit. There's a bit. I need to find the erase function, but
I think you can
ignore the
just
No,
bit
it's
on
fine.
delete them.
the background.
I
mind.
mean, we'll leave them up
so-
because we need to see where the wall is. So we'll leave up that
Yeah.
shitty line for now.
I just need to erase
so you kind
a
of
little
curve it
bit,
around
but it's
them.
a bit too long. But yeah, so can you please make a Constitution save 17 for both your boys?
Tom, your readied action doesn't go off yet.
I know.
Okay, you're just testing out the area. I see.
Yeah.
Con save of what was it? Sorry.
17.
17 for both of them.
Yeah.
So this is for the smaller knoll. That's going to be a fail. And then for Baraz, that is going to be not a 17. That's only going to be a 12. So they're both going to fail.
Okay, so they both take, on a failed save, a creature takes 4d8 radiant damage and is blinded for a minute.
Okay.
So,
Even on a fail, nice.
4d8. That's awesome.
That is
they both
15
failed, yeah, they
points
neither
of
succeeded.
radiant damagios. Oh, that's a
Yep,
god.
15 points. Damage.
Um,
and then 15 points.
And then they're both
damage.
blinded.
Yep, okay, yep. Yeah, you see them both kind of like, begin clutching their eyes. The larger one, Baraz, the blindness he doesn't seem to react to the blindness. The other one is like clutching its eyes and like stumbling around as it's suddenly blinded by this huge wall of light. But you see the taller figure, Baraz, kind of begins stretching itself up, preparing itself, and it's still looking in the direction of the door that opened. You don't get the sense that it's seen you. Whatever. Lucius, your readied action goes off. You cast Cone of Cold.
So whoever this hits, it's a con save, please, of 16.
Yeah, this is going to basically hit. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to hit both of them.
Cool.
16.
Yeah.
So the smaller one first is that's a pass regardless because it's definitely got a bonus to its con. And then Baraz is a fail.
So 8d8 cold, half
But
for the first one.
does it not automatically fail because it requires sight? They're blinded.
Constitution save, no. Constitution save is about physical. If it was a dexterity save, I think that they have disadvantage on it, I think.
Okay.
A blinded
they'd be
creature
blinded.
can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. And the
Yeah, so
creature's
this
attack
doesn't
rolls
require
have
sight. It's
disadvantage.
their physical toughness that's resisting the cold.
It's a con, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it had been dex, then yeah, they would have failed it. Is that 43 points of damage?
Yeah, it is,
Wow.
yeah. That's 43 points
Very
of
good.
damagios,
that's-
half for
So-
anyone that's saved.
Yes, well, you see, it does half it for the smaller knoll because it did save against it. When the cold hits Baraz, it seems to not have the full effect. Even though he takes the full brunt of it, there is some element of resistance there.
Dodge it.
Hits him. You can see that the kind of mist and ice that rime kind of bends over him and encases his body, and almost it looks down, almost comforted a little, but still in pain, but just like.
Because it's cold, does my Dichromancy also go off at this point?
Yes, yeah, that's a cold spell. You dealt damage
So
with
that's
a
9
spell,
damage
spell
to
damage.
Baraz as well. I assume it's resisted.
It is, unfortunately, but it still does some. You still manage to kind of throw off this orb of ice as it strikes against him. Kind of cuts part of his cheek.
Yeah, I'm just quickly peeking after the Cone of Cold. I kind of do it wincingly and hope that I don't see a silhouette of frozen party members in its wake.
You do not. And also, as a point, Lucius and Nova, both of you are now revealed. You are no longer invisible.
Understood.
So that
Blind
was Nova
anyway,
Vija's
so-
go at the very bottom of the round. One of them appears to be blinded, yes. Ayla at the top of the round.
Hello. So, I'm gonna run over to Sentry. I'm gonna plop a potion of greater healing in her face.
Glug, glug.
Okay,
Nice.
there will be
I'm
one
going
attack of
to-
opportunity against you.
Fine. I'm going
Actually,
to
no, it's not being
messenger
his turn
ring.
again. Yep.
I'm going to message a ring and say, Sentry is down. We're outnumbered here. We need help. We're gonna try and get her out of here.
So that was a greater healing potion, yes?
Yes, it was a greater healing potion.
So 4d4 plus 4, 13 hit points, Sentry.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you, Ayla.
And then can I? So I've moved
So that
15
was-
feet.
Yep, and then actioned.
Can I try and pull Sentry away? How much movement would I get if I dragged Sentry with me?
So
Away.
you're strong enough to lift Sentry, but you move at half speed when you're carrying someone.
Okay, so I've got. How much have I got
So
left?
the first knoll doesn't get an
Indeed,
attack
15.
opportunity against you because it used its
Second knoll.
reaction and it hasn't had its turn. The next, if you move away from the one that was next to Sentry, that will get an attack opportunity against you.
Which I will, so he will.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
So
If 2 people move out of a person's range, does he get to attack both, or just
You only
pick
get one
No, he only
reaction
gets
per
one.
turn, so it has to
Right.
choose its target.
Okay.
And because
I
Sentry's being
base
carried,
myself-
it would attack the
Yeah.
creature that's carrying her. Okay, well, I'll make the
So I'll
attack while you
have-
decide
I
where you
have
want to move.
30 I have 30 feet left,
So you
so
can move
it'll
15.
be 15.
Yes.
So can I carry Sentry? 5, 10,
and
15?
as you do, it critically
Natural 20?
strikes you in the back. Yeah, I got a natural 20.
Fucking great. Joy to the fucking world. This is going great.
So yeah, as it carries you, so you will half this because you are raging. So 12, 16. That'd be 21 points of damage, half to 10 because you're raging. As the greatsword just cuts you across the
Nice.
back, cutting through your tunic and
10
into
on
your
a
skin.
crit. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's-
that's all good.
Barbarians.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've dragged Sentry. Can I position myself so that I'm shielding her a little bit as well?
You as much as you can, but if somebody
much as I
chooses to
can.
charge you
I
an
know, I
attack,
know.
It's not going to
Yeah,
defend
I
her that
know.
much.
I
Yeah.
know, but I
But
want
yeah,
to do
you
my
are
best
in a defensive
to
position.
defend her.
Absolutely. And she's conscious now. You can see that her eyes, kind of the light flashes back into her eyes, and she is conscious. We'll see for how much longer. As the gnolls, sensing weakness, the archers will push up, and they will form a firing squad on Ayla this time. 6 arrows flying your way, Ayla. You don't have any allies next to you, so these won't get sneak attack on any of them. So first one,
Can I-
21 to hit.
Can I protect
Oh.
against any of them? Sorry.
You can do it
Or is
against one
just- is
attack,
it
yes.
Just one attack. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you have to announce it. So do you want to do it on the first one
Yeah.
and just use it on the first one? All right. So
No, 'cause
disadvantage on this one.
You said it before. You said it before I mentioned it. So
Yes.
like-
Well, all right. We'll do it on the next one then, because it's 2
it
attacks
next
per
one, yeah.
null. So this. So okay.
Yeah.
So the first one hits. The second one is the lowest is a 19.
That hits.
Yeah, so unfortunately, even with Sentry's protection from the floor, she doesn't quite manage to get her shield up high enough. So 2 hits. Third attack is a 19. 3 hits. Next attack is a 20. Unnatural.
Oh my god.
So that was 4. See, roll 20. Oh, there we go. Roll 20 is made up for it by me rolling a 5. So the 5th one misses. And then the 6th one also misses. So 4 arrows thud, thud, thud into you, Ayla. You're going to take half damage on each of them. So it would normally be 6 points of damage, but you take 3. So you take 3, 3. So you take 12 damage total. That's for all 4 attacks.
I thought it was going to be
Attack.
way worse than that.
Well, because they don't get their sneak attack,
Okay.
sadly. So they didn't get their sneak attack on any of the attacks. So these guys seem to work best when they've got allies next, allies that are distracting you and they can strike at vulnerable points. These guys are just firing blindly. So the arrows are hitting you, but you're kind of dodging and rolling with the blows. But yeah, thud, 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 as they all stagger past you. You also hear, those of you who are in the winery itself, you hear as these kind of blinding lights and explosions of ice erupt, you hear movement coming from above you.
Oh, I forgot about
Verticality.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember seeing
there
it
was a
with the
second
arcade eye.
floor. There was a second floor.
And they come jumping down.
Next.
Oh, there's little gaps.
Yes, there were little gaps above the barrels, which you saw when you looked at it from the eye.
Swinging in.
Yeah, they literally, you hear them kind of scrabble across the floorboards, and then 2 gnoll-like forms drop from the floor above, looking around in a panic, like, Baraz, what is that? And they point at Nova, and they point through the open door towards Lucius. But that's their whole turn. Their whole turn is basically reacting and then jumping their way down. The 2 large gnolls with the greatswords are going to come running in. In fact, actually, the barricade is going to have to run around 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll dash towards Sentry. This one is going to come chasing after Ayla. So the one going after Ayla will get its attacks. The one going after Sentry will not, as it had to dash.
Can I protect Ayla on this one?
You've used your reaction, sadly. So that was
Oh,
on
yeah.
the second arrow. So you only
Yeah.
get 1 reaction per turn, unfortunately.
Okay.
So this one comes swinging in. That is a 20 to hit Ayla.
Mhm.
And a 16 to hit. So the 16 misses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so only the 20 hits. For 8 points of damage, half to 4. As your barbarian rage just fuels you as these little blows and cuts. Every time they hit you, it's like lightning sparks from your blood as the blows rain down upon you, but you're still standing over sentries.
Die.
Yeah, basically. Too angry to die.
Furious to die.
Lucius Virian Eloin Elenasto.
Oh, thank you. Full title. Incredible. I'm going
Now you
to
can say it.
step in to... can I go forward and left one, please? Through the door.
You can move yourself now.
Into
Yeah,
the
once I
main
put you through
room.
the door.
And to allow Quill to get through. And then I'm going to look at these null ambushes coming down from the ceiling and shout to... actually, our messenger ring, saying, I'll focus on the others that have just come in. You take out the big bad one. And I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level, which is not great, but I'm going to twin it with my remaining sorcerer points to attack both ambushes with
I'm going to tell you
acid.
now, don't worry about rolling, because as you begin weaving the spell, the blinded mage can hear you beginning to chant the components of the spell. It begins muttering, and it's going to cast Counterspell.
What a sack of shit.
Okay.
Yep. And I checked this, Counterspell does not need vision. It doesn't need line of sight, so it doesn't need to be able to see the creature.
Okay.
So as you weave the spell, you begin pulling the color from the world and the universe. This thing begins to speak in a dark tongue, and darkness just seems to absorb the spell as you release it and just sucks it in, and you see just a faint pinprick of red light in amongst the energy of the spell as it does so.
Does my dichromancy
You still have a move and bonus. You still have any remaining movement and your bonus action.
Does my dichromancy still kick off?
That still goes off. Yes, you did technically cast the spell, so
I'm going to hit the mage with that then. So that's 5.
sure.
6, sorry.
5 points, 6 points of damage to him. So as he does this and you kind of disrupt your spell, you manage to pull just a small fragment of blue energy from the color and fling it as an ice-like dagger kind of embeds into his side. Just, I cannot see, Baraz, but I will try my best to defend you.
Okay, I will just move this way a little bit, and then that's me.
Okay.
Bonus action, barriering. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. After him, the mage himself will go, and for his action, you watch as he begins weaving a spell, and he basically splits into 4 and shuffles his position amongst them as he conjures mirror images of himself. But that's his whole turn.
Is
can't
he
really know.
ending his turn in the wall?
So he is blinded, so he doesn't really know what's going on, but I'll tell you what, I'll roll a d8 and he'll stumble in a random direction. One pointing north and then the rest going around in a diagonal. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He basically, so he tries to stumble, hits the pillar, and then just kind of fumbles around the pillar, basically. And I'll say that he will stay where he is. I'll say that he just stumbles into the pillar and doesn't really know where he is, so he ends his turn there. So another saving throw.
He's going to take 4d8 straight up.
He just takes it? Nice.
Any creature that ends its turn in the walls area takes 4d8 radiant damage.
Bam. Roll it.
That is a 16.
16 points of radiant damage. You can see him stumble into this pillar. He gets bounced back and then just seared by light as the wall of light around him continues to burn his flesh and cause these kind of holy burns all around him as he does so. This poor guy is just completely blinded. Quilek and Kalar.
Okay, I'd like to go in and move up behind that pillar. The opposite side from the null ambushes. Are there any windows with which I can see sentry?
Not from this position, no.
Okay, that's fine.
The windows are around this curved window here and at the front.
How injured does she look? Does she make a check?
You can't see it.
Down?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Ree, can you roll a con save for me, please?
I
Gladly.
was going to do that.
Trot beat you to it.
Oh, it's not
injury
good.
for
I
her.
didn't-
That
It's
is
an injury.
3 plus.
Right.
That's an 8 in total. 3
8 in
plus
total.
5.
So if you continue with your turn, Trot, because the DC was 10, I need to find my injury rules.
Yeah, Trot.
Yeah, Trot.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians at level 3, and that should hit the Null Void Mage, that little nerd, and Baraz.
Okay.
I don't.
Do you want to put the aura
more.
again?
Yeah, so 15. Yeah, it definitely hits those two. It doesn't hit the ambushes.
So it's like
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they. Let's see. It's concentration, so Sentry loses Shield of Faith, which
Shield
is
of Faith.
wonderful, right? I can designate creatures to be unaffected by it, so obviously they make a saving throw, which is a Wisdom.
So the mage fails, and then Baraz gets to roll with wisdom with advantage on these. For a total of 17 on Baraz.
So he passes. But they now. So the Nerd Mage takes 3d8, so 13, and Baraz takes half.
Right.
That is not
Okay,
great.
the Nerd Mage, you watch as the holy light of this spell just basically tears it apart. Like, it burns all of this blackness out of it, and you just watch his eyes roll back in his head as he collapses to the ground.
Oh,
Nice.
that's good.
Nice.
That's a
And
good
then,
one.
and then Baraz took half, so 6.
Yeah, they also have half movement speed.
Okay. So he's kind of being hounded by these, like, is it feathers? It's like a storm of feathers, right, for when you cast this?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
So he's being hounded
Oh, it
by all
would have
these
been-
different feathers impaling against him.
It would have been at the start of their turn.
Okay, well,
Instead of-
Baraz goes next. The mage is technically still alive for now.
Yeah.
Because if it's
Don't
the
know how much
start of his
impact that'll
turn.
actually have.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You never know. He might get another counter spell off. In fact, actually, it would have been his go. I think he'd counterspell the Spirit Guardians, actually. Because it'd be his turn again. He
Okay.
gets a new reaction.
I don't think he's had a turn, has he? Oh, he moved.
Yeah, he went before you. Yeah, he cast Mirror Image on himself. So he got his reaction
Oh,
back.
mother fluffer.
And yeah,
What level
he
did he
will.
cast?
What level did you cast Spirit Guardians at?
What level did he counterspell at?
Well, you've already cast the spell, so you tell me.
3rd level, Mark.
3rd level, so he just uses a normal 3rd level slot. So yeah, he just weaves the energy of the spell, and the Guardians dissipate, sucked into the same kind of entropic hole that Lucius's spell was.
I'm going to show him my entropic hole soon.
Wow.
Oh my
This is
god.
going really, really well.
It's
Oh, wow.
it's when you sent the 3 spellcasters against the people where I knew there was somebody who could counterspell, it was a bit sort of
I
like
changed
man.
the plan. I tried.
I didn't change anything.
I
Well,
tried.
Sentry, can you roll a d20 for me? Let's see injury wise.
Whoop, whoop. Rock and roll. 9.
Yeah. Okay. So with the 9,
Yeah.
this for a guardian, I guess this wouldn't necessarily be blood, but you have one of the cuts or from one of those the strikes of the greatsword. Some
Yeah.
sort of maybe like a kind of like life's energy or like life sap is bleeding out of you. This is a
Ooh.
bleeding wound. This wound continues to bleed heavily, and basically it's going to continue bleeding until you have it properly treated with either medicine check or something like that, which you can do yourself, or any
Okay.
magical healing will also seal it. But basically, if you don't get this fixed, you'll continue taking damage until a medicine check is used to heal you, basically.
Oh.
And it's
Oh,
at the
shit.
start of your turn, you'll
Cool.
take some more damage. So yeah, you're kind of
Alright.
like bleeding profusely from the side as this goes down.
Oh.
After
Down,
Quill,
down, down.
after Quill, Baraz the Awoken will take his.
Oh, here he
first turn.
goes.
He
Here we go,
will step.
boys.
He will step back away from. No, he's actually going to step right next to Quill, out of the wall of light. He comes emerging out of the wall of light, stands right in front of you, Quill. You can see that his eyes aren't focused, like the blindness has hit him, but he can still see you somehow. And he just, you
Right.
see this terrible grin just beginning to form as his great huge jaw kind of like
Oh,
curves up in
delicious.
his fangs. He raises a paw. The
the Crimson Star has blessed me, I will consume you and all the world.
As a black line erupts from his stretched hand, in a direct line that extends. It actually ruptures through the monastery and keeps going.
That's so cool.
5, 10, 15,
No!
20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
It hits him in the
45,
back. It goes
55.
around the wall.
You
Kills
see,
him.
I think Ayla and Sentry, you see this. It's almost like a black fissure along the ground. This kind of dark black entropic line. The stone of the walls is pulled into it, like it crumbles and is sucked into the
Cool.
fissure itself.
It's cool.
And as it passes through Lucius and Quill and Nova, who is within its gravitonic pull, I need you all to make
All of us.
gravity fissure. Constitution saving throws. Yes.
17.
3.
Oh, Quill.
Oh dear.
Will.
17.
17. Those of you who got 17,
TPK.
those of you who took 17, you will take half damage.
Okay.
Quill, you will be taking the full amount of damage.
Oh, Quill.
This is straight up.
Looks like there's
This is
2
it.
new
This is
characters
it for
next
Rose.
episode, boys.
Bye.
Oh my god. That's 46.
46 force damage, so 23 to Lucius and Nova. As this, you feel the gravity around you shift and change and begin pulling you in towards the line. Nova, you managed to get a grip on the stone pillar enough that you avoid being sucked closer to the fissure itself. And then it seems to fade and vanish from sight. But yeah, the
it does
whole
go
the back
away.
wall, it does go away. It's like a brief fissure of gravity that sucks you in, and then it kind of crumbles away. The back wall of the winery and the defensive wall outside have both been crumbled in those sections as well, creating holes and gaps in them.
Yeah.
Are you down, Quill?
I'm still standing.
Nice.
What?
Great. It's good news.
No.
Barely.
I mean, that's amazing.
Jesus.
I honestly did. Wow.
Sentry.
I had like 56 health. Just around that.
Wow. Holy crap.
Sentry. It is your turn.
Okay.
Entry, save us.
Well.
At the start of your turn, Sentry, you take
Yeah.
5 damage as you are
Does
bleeding
she?
life
Because
energy.
I used a healing potion on her.
Technically, when does the injury check happen? Yeah, because it
Well, it
doesn't
should
make
happen
sense
when
with
she
the
just
injury
died.
rules. It doesn't make sense with the injury rules that she would go down, get the injury, but you'd have to heal her to get back up, so the injury wouldn't really have any effect. So this is because it's a homebrew rule. I'm going to have to adjudicate this, but I'd say that she needs to heal herself on her turn to stop the bleeding wound.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that much of a bleed.
Alrighty.
Like an artery.
So I suppose
It's a
I've
guardian
just
artery,
seen
but-
that happen.
Yeah, you've just seen this line go out, and you can see that there are 2 of these great sword-wielding gnolls right in front of you guys. There's a row of archers
Yeah.
behind them as well.
I just say to Ayla, it looks like we need to keep buying them more time. We
We
could try and
can't
take care
do
of
that.
we could try and take care of the gnolls, and then we can try and get in and help. I
What are you doing,
suppose.
Sentry?
If you get hit, you're out.
That's your conversation done in 6 seconds. What'd you like to do, Sentry?
I would like to. Oh my god, this is so tricky. I'm
Do you
have
wanna
to
heal
whack the
yourself,
hunger slave
or-
in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
do
have
that.
to do some
Okay.
damage.
No,
Okay,
oh my
sure.
god.
Yeah.
Please heal.
I can't, like, he's gonna hit me if I don't try and do something, and I'm not gonna live either way, and I can't heal myself really. So, yeah, the old 1-2 smackaroo. Let's do it. So
Okay.
D20 numero uno, D20 plus 9, 16 plus 9.
That's a hit,
25
for
the
sure.
first.
Yep.
And pa-ba-da-ba-ba. Go on. Go on. Roll 20, you can do it. I believe in you. 6 plus 9. 15 for the second one.
15 on the second one.
Yeah.
Isn't going to hit. Do you want to use your guardian purpose to boost it? Just
Yeah,
add
let's do a D4 as well. Yeah.
Yep. Because that will be a miss otherwise.
This is fine.
It's quite slow. It's quite slow on
is,
your
isn't
end.
it?
Don't know why.
That's a
Oh,
4, so that's another
perfect.
15,
So
18.
with a surge, you turn what was going to be a kind of a glancing blow. You kind of force, knowing that your friends are in danger and that your role as a protector is at risk. You surge forward, and the blade cuts through where before it would have missed. So 2 hits. Roll damage for your first one. Are you
hits.
divine smiting any of these?
No, I'll just do them as regular hits.
Regular hits.
I've
Okay.
got a lot of spell slots left. So D8
Okay.
plus 5 for the first one. 6.
Don't
that's
forget your
another
extra
6,
D4
11,
from Her Majesty's Road as well.
and the D4. So 11 plus 4. That's 15 for the first one.
15, and that's to the one in front of
And
you,
then-
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And rolling
That's
the second
good.
D8. Go on,
It's quite
buddy.
laggy today.
Yeah.
That's a
There's a
struggling.
lot of people using it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it is.
Awful
Oh,
damage.
perfect.
So 13.
Nice.
13 plus the
in
D4.
total. Oh, well, I don't know why I rolled 1. Hang on a minute.
Sorry, we'll just take the 3. It's fine.
Um,
We'll just take the 3 off the
okay.
first one. So 15 plus 3, 18.
18 for the second, yeah. So
So
13.
2 heavy blows from your long sword cuts into the creature in front of you. And you can see it's now heavily bleeding, but it's still fighting, still on its feet. But yeah, it probably can't take 2 more blows like that. That will definitely seal its fate if it takes more than that. But it still doesn't show any signs of retreating or giving up. This thing is determined to fight on. The 3 archers in the back don't show the same zeal. You think that it's only because that they can fire at you freely that they've not fled yet. They do not
Okay.
seem as determined as the rest of them. No, anything else, Sentry? Any bonus actions or move?
See, I don't think I've got anything really.
Okay.
No.
You can
I
move the
can't-
moon.
yeah,
Oh no,
yeah,
the
move.
moonbeam would have gone because you lost
Moonbeam's
concentration.
gone,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Actually.
con. Yeah. So yeah, it's me
All
done.
right. Nova Vija, and then after Nova, it's Ayla.
Can I cast Hexblade Curse on the Void Mage?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, can I use my action to cause a bolt to come out from the wall of light and
Sure.
hit the Void Mage as well? So
Okay. How does that work?
so that's going to be, for me, it is a ranged spell attack, which is a 28 to hit.
Hey, so because it currently has its mirror image up, I will roll a d20 to see if you hit one of its duplicates. So it's got.
Would I know though from like my hex curse? I don't know. Like
No, sadly, the
Yeah.
hex curse doesn't affect the rest of the ability. So, because you can't tell which of these 4 illusory duplicates is the actual one, the hexblade seems to affect all of them. Like whatever visual effect that there is for the hexblade curse, it applies to all of them. If it was something like Hunter's Mark, I think Hunter's Mark specifically says like you know which the location to the creature. So I'd say otherwise. But yeah, the ray of light does strike out, but it hits one of these illusory duplicates and it just vanishes in a puff of smoke, basically.
I forgot that
and
he
then you-
had mirror image up.
That's okay. You know, it's going to happen. So you lose 10 feet of the wall, so there's 50 feet left.
Yeah.
Anything else on your turn, Nova? That's your bonus action and your action move.
Can I hold on a minute? I just want to check the range on roof light is 100. Okay, can I'm gonna start moving towards the. Is that a staircase next to me?
Yes, it's a spiral staircase.
Is there like a place I can hide behind it? Like,
Or
is that just-
It's pretty narrow. Yeah, it's.
Okay.
I mean, and also part of the wall has now been blown out. You could definitely go out to that section of the wall that's been destroyed by the gravity fissure and start heading outside, and then you could do that. But the staircase
Yeah.
itself is pretty narrow.
oh god, that's the wrong thing.
That's the wrong tool.
I'm gonna start 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, I can't because my icon's stuck there. But I can, with my movement, just get out just outside the hole.
Okay. Yep. Sure. So you begin making a run for it through the now
Well, I'm not gonna
blown out
run.
hole.
I just want to use it as
Yeah.
cover, like
Yeah. You've
I can't move my
repositioned.
marker.
Repositioned. No.
Yeah,
Uh,
but with
fine.
like with my movement, I would make it outside so I can use the wall as cover.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd make it to like here.
Okay, cool. You are
5,
technically now
10,
out of line of sight of some of these
5,
creatures,
10,
so
15,
just in
20,
case that
25,
matters.
30. Yep.
Yeah, so just
Cool.
keep in mind that any spell that requires line of sight, you'd have to move back in, because at the moment you
Yep.
can't see inside, really. You can peek around, which would give you some cover.
Yep.
Ayla, your turn. Sentry does not
I
look
don't
good.
think I
She's
can-
clearly
know.
bleeding Guardian energy.
I'm out of
You have
things
two
I
of
can
these
do,
things in
though.
front of you. Smash!
I'm really out of stuff that I can do for Sentry, so I will once again say in the messenger ring, we are screwed out here. We're getting hit so hard, and then I will hit the one. Is the one next
I'm
to
coming.
Sentry the one that's?
It's the
it's
most
the one
injured,
that-
yes.
Okay, I'll hit that one then.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, go for it.
11 plus 9
That's a hit.
to hit. And the next one is 17
Well,
plus
roll
9
the
to
damage.
hit.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
roll the
that
damage
hits as
first.
well.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just because if you kill this one, you might want to
so-
make your attack on the next one.
14 damage on the hammer. Dex save.
That's a bonus action. So do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that after you've made the second attack?
Just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it after this. After then, I'll see how the first
Okay.
one goes.
So the first one doesn't kill him; it wounds him. You like smash his knee, and you see his knee buckle, but he's still standing with enough strength to lift the sword.
Okay, then the next one, I guess.
Okay.
Which is
That's
16
hit
damage on the
already.
hammer.
Yeah. Okay. The next that second blow. Whatever strength was left in this Knoll's body, you see the hammer as it comes swinging towards it. It just kind of grins and like lets out one last as its head is like caved in, its jaw and muzzle smashed, the bones embed into its face as it is annihilated.
And then the other one
Dex
could make a
save.
dex save. It's 2 damage.
That is a 20,
1 damage.
so half damage. 1 point of damage. Hey, it adds up. She kind of gets blasted, and you see that the one in front of you is now focused on you. You don't think it's going to attack Sentry. This one's like, I'm going to kill you. Because you're hurt. You're the biggest threat right now. That is your turn, I believe, unless you'd like to move.
Yeah, I do want to move, but I'm not going to because otherwise Sentry's out. So
Okay.
I'll have
Sure.
to take the hits.
So the Archer firing squad will basically turn its attention on Ayla. Again, seeing that you are currently the biggest threat. They can see that Sentry is wounded and injured, and you are still fighting strong. So you're going to have 6 attacks, and these, if they hit, will get their sneak attack as they have a ally next to you.
I know.
So
Check the first
6
one.
attacks. What's that? Disadvantage on the first
Check
one with
first
protection,
one,
Ree?
yeah.
All right, first one is
Yep.
disadvantage for a total of 16 to hit.
No, 18 is my AC.
Okay, so the first attack misses. The second attack from the first Knoll is also a miss. The next Knoll gets 2 shots, which is a miss, followed by another miss. The third Knoll takes its 2 shots, another miss, with another
Oh,
miss.
thank God.
So
Oh,
you're just
Wow.
dodging between them. The first one would have absolutely, while you were distracted finishing off that Knoll, you see the first arrow is
Yeah.
about to hit you in like the neck, and Sentry just manages to kind of hit with Her Majesty's Rose and literally wipes the arrow out of the air. The rest of them just kind of go wide around you, or you dodge to them. But yeah, they just fly all around you basically as all of these attacks go wide. The 2 Knolls inside, one of them is going to come chasing after Nova. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and now is kind of stood. It's about to kind of come around the corner to where Nova is and is now blocking that route out. The other one is currently penned in by a wall of light, and it can't see what's going on really. So it will basically have to spend its turn. Does the wall of light go off if it moves through it, Kim? Or is it just
Not
if
if it goes
starts
through,
its
but
turn?
if it finishes its turn in it.
Okay.
So he can go
yeah,
through
he will-
it.
Yeah, he basically goes 5, 10, 15. I'd say that he takes some time because he doesn't really know where he's going. He will then get to there, and he will unfortunately still get within range of Lucius. He's got like a hatchet in a hand, and he'll come swinging his little hatchet towards you, Lucius.
Okay.
Let's see. That is a 23 to hit on the first attack.
Yeah, it just clips me, yeah.
Just clips you. And then 20 on the second attack to hit you. No sneak attack. But you are going to take 12 points of damage as these two swipes. 6 damage each. As these two swipes kind of impact against you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then after those guys have all gone, the last remaining hunger slave will attempt to strike at Ayla, his most hated foe, as he swipes you twice with the great
Have
sword.
the effect on
with
people.
a miss. For the first attack, it's only a 10 to hit, and the next one is only a 9 to hit.
Nice.
Holy
I
shit.
did forget it does get to make a bite attack as well. I forgot to do this on the previous turns. So it tries to bite you for a 16. So all 3 attacks, you just with a hammer kind of parrying and blocking, you kick it in the stomach as it lunges for you, and it kind of has to back off, not able to quite grab purchase
It's like Dragon
and
Ball
deliver
Z.
that
She's
finishing
they're
blow.
just
Yeah. And there's arrows flying all over from like the two of you outside. This is warfare at this point. Like Sentry's just managing to cover your back. You're managing to dodge all these blows, but it's a rough situation. Lucius, your turn.
Shitballs. I'm going to hold my action. Shout to Quill. It's time to make our escape and join up with the others. I'm going to blast this area as soon as you leave. And as soon as Quill is out of danger area, I'm going to cast Vitriolic Sphere, Acid, 20-foot radius sphere, to try and encapsulate as many as I can. Of Barazan, this knoll next to me.
The difficulty there is with the pillars, right? You're going to have to prioritize your targets because the pillars will give somebody cover at some point, which will give them a bonus to the saving throw.
Well, if I
so
did it
you
where
can either give
Quill was, then would it?
Then just the mage will get the benefit, basically. He'll get like a slight bit of cover. Because 20-foot radius, if you put it where Quill was. Yeah, it's a circle. Yeah, I'd say that if you put it where Quill was, the Null Void Mage will get a very, very slight +2 bonus to its saving throw. Because it will have
Would it
very
mess
small
around with
amount
his
of
mirror
cover.
images as well?
It doesn't get the mirror images against the Acid Splash. I think it will just destroy them all. The AoE will wipe
that's
out
what I
all
mean,
of the...
yeah.
Yeah. The AoE is really good against mirror image, so... okay, so
I will
that's your
cast
ready
that
action.
As soon as Quill is out of the range.
Out of the range of area. Hey, guess what? The Void Mage starts its turn in the Wall of Light because it's stupid and can't move and it's dumb. So don't fucking roll damage. It's got like you're gonna kill it. In fact, actually, no, you should.
It's end of the turn.
Oh, it ends its turn. Oh, that's right.
A creature that ends its turn in the wall's area.
Right.
I know I
that's
should have
true.
just left
Right.
that, but I don't want people being like,
Doesn't sound right,
No, that's fine.
a creature
That's good.
that ends its turn in the wall's area.
Right, it knows which direction it can't go in, but it still doesn't quite know 100% where it... I guess it could reach out.
see a
and feel.
light.
I'm going to roll a d8. Because it is blinded in the middle of the thing. 1, 2. Yeah, this time it actually manages to kind of get itself out. He's going to fumble his way to the back of the room, like no longer sensing the searing pain around it, as it's just kind of as it stumbles itself, looking around. And the blindness, it doesn't just save against it; it's just gone, right? Like the blindness is just gone.
No, blindness. It's blind for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
there's
it just doesn't. There's nothing it can do.
Oh wait, no. A blinded creature can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Sorry, I did forget that.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
No, I'll do that now. So con saving throw. Okay, its blindness goes away at the end of its turn. So it finally regains its sight.
Shit.
I did forget that one.
No, that's okay. That's fine. I've done stuff, so you guys getting an extra round of that being blind is no big deal, really. It kind of manages to get free, and now it's out of the Wall of Light. You can see it blinking, and it begins to regain its vision. But that's at the end of its turn. Quilek Adkalar.
So I need to get out, right?
You do.
Goddamn ambusher is in the way.
You can go out the way you came in, out the doors, which are just behind you.
Yeah.
The thing is, I want to fly out of the way. If I fly through that ambusher, I can. I can't go through it, can I? Like, or over the top of it. How big is the hole?
The hole's not big enough. The hole's like 5 foot. The hole's not really big enough that you could fly over it. You can try and force your way past it, but it would be a strength check to try and barrel it out of the way.
Right. Okay. So, can I cast Fly with the Lady Duskwillow ring? Then
You can, Tom. I've got terrible news for you. As you conjure the magic to cast the spell, the Void Mage will cast Counterspell with its last remaining slot that it can do it with.
Can't cast on my sphere though, so that's good.
It doesn't know that you're going to cast this sphere, so it can't do
Tom.
that.
That was for Tom.
Yeah, it's gonna try and counter the first spell. It thinks that it's like, okay, it's gonna cast a spell. I don't know what that spell is. I'm gonna counterspell it.
And that's my action and spell slot gone.
It
You
is.
can still
It's not
run.
a spell slot because it's off the ring. So it's not a spell slot, it's off the ring. And you've still got a movement and a bonus action.
Right, I'm gonna move.
But
5,
you can't cast
10,
another spell with a bonus action because you've already cast a spell this time. Actually, no, you used an item.
25,
It's an interesting one.
30. No, I can't.
Right,
I
you
think
get
we've said
attack of
that,
opportunity. Yeah, I think we have. Yeah, Baraz will get an attack of opportunity against you. He tries to bite you as you try and run away from him.
Delicious chicken.
That is a 14 to hit.
Oh, it doesn't hit.
So as you fly away, he just like tries to take a chomp out of you as you dash away. Lucius,
God.
your held action goes off.
No, don't worry. Carry on.
Go
Okay,
on.
so it's a 20-foot radius.
It's going to hit everybody now, and I'm not. The Void Mage will no longer get a saving throw. It will hit you, Lucius.
I don't want it to.
I mean, you said where you were casting it, and you readied an action, and now that
Well,
readied
I
action
didn't
goes off.
stipulate where it would be cast.
You
I
said where Quill was. You said where Quill was is where I'll originate the spell.
I said if I were to cast it there, but my stipulation for the action was as soon as Quill's out of danger.
yes.
So-
Quill is out of danger. Quill is out of
I
danger.
don't
You
think
are
I
not.
would. I don't think I cast it on
If
myself.
you don't think you would, then you don't. Then the readied action is just it's gone.
No, I mean, he
I think I
said the
just
ready action
moved-
was to cast the spell, right?
Yeah.
You still have to pick where the spell's going to be cast, but sure,
Can he
if
not
you want to
move?
change where it's cast. No,
I
it's a
can't
readied
move.
action.
Go
Go on, I'll let you move. I'll let you change where it's going to be. Go on.
Thank you. So it just won't hit me. So 5, 10, 15. Can I put
That
it
means
like?
that you won't hit the ambusher, basically. I think.
Yeah. Can I just
Oh,
get
actually-
the mage and Baraz?
Dude, that was so close to a danger DM.
Yeah. No, you won't be able to hit the ambusher. I don't think that there's a
Yeah,
spot.
you're sacrificing a person to
If I
change
put it
the
here, for
location of
example.
it. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's a
Yeah, if you
compromise.
put it here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. So if you hit it here, you'll hit the mage and Baraz, but you won't hit the ambusher.
Okay. Cool.
Right. So one vitriolic
you.
sphere goes off.
It's a dex saving throw of 16.
16. Right. Mage. Fails. Baraz.
Sick.
Passes. Let's check his dex. Yes, he does pass. So he'll take
so
half.
it's 10d4 half damage for Blip Blop. There we go. So that's 24 acid this turn. So it'd be 12 for
Well,
Baraz.
I've got some good news. The mage who thought that he was counterspelling a dangerous spell to him is melted like an episode of Chernobyl. He is dissolved. His skin is burnt and warped and
Jesus.
twisted by the acid as it splashes all over him.
Looking at my
Baraz-
rolls here. So
Yes?
it's made up of 3 1s. Can I make those 2s because it's elemental adept?
Yes,
so it's
you can. Yeah, so
27 acid.
27, so halved would be 10, 13. Basically, you get an extra point of damage from the half.
Thank you.
Man. So you see Baraz is washed by this acid as it kind of washes over his body. It does burn him. It doesn't seem to be resistant to this as it was to the cold. The acid burns and melts patches. You can see through heavy labored breathing, he's still standing, but now where he was once covered in this dark, matted fur, you just see this horrid, burnt, pink flesh.
Dichromancy on top.
And
8.
with that, you watch as Baraz, in a kind of gasping breath, will fall to the ground.
Oh,
nice! Well done.
Nice work, guys.
what a boy.
Well, I
Pretty
still got
good.
this boy.
You
Good
do.
job.
As you watch the melted kind of form of Baraz on the ground, you see it begin to undulate. Parts of it begin to blister and sort of grow and reform, and you can see what appears to be like tentacles beginning to like
No way.
No.
You know, likey.
whatever is happening to it, it seems to be mutating or changing. Parts of it almost seem to be being sucked into itself as you see these little pinpricks of black light kind of pulling flesh and bone inwards, and arising from those points come these red-skinned tentacles. Sentry.
That's gross.
Well, you currently have a
Right.
lot of gnolls right in front of you.
There are a whole bunch of Nolly Knolls.
There are a lot of
Um,
gnolls, and you also take another 5 points of damage at the start of your turn, I'm afraid.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bleeding
forgot about that.
continues.
So much blood. God damn it. Oh, that puts me in a tricky situation. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna say to Ayla, just run around the back of the building, and I'll try and figure out a way of getting some extra protection. So what I'd like to do is try and render the gnoll in front of me unconscious, so I can kind of use it as a meat shield.
The gnoll in front of you is already unconscious.
Oh, is he?
The gnoll in front, yeah, he's on the
Can I just-
ground. Like, he's been killed. Like, yeah, Ayla killed him. Smashed his face in.
Oh yeah, I mean the one in front of Ayla.
A.
I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, to knock him unconscious, you have to reduce his hit points to 0. So you can attack him and say that you're going to do non-lethal damage.
True.
Yeah. As a reminder, you can also, there is an action you can take called the dodge action. It takes your action, but it means any attacks against you have disadvantage.
Okay.
So it's like a defensive position.
Ooh.
Like, you can take a
But
defensive
you
position.
can also disengage, yeah?
Yeah, you can use your action to disengage and then move if you wanted to. Yes, you could do that.
Sounds
That
like a
is
great
true,
action.
I could do that. Yeah. Yeah. We running? We gonna disengage and get the hell out of Dodge? All right, we'll do it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll disengage and
So you're going
I'll
to take the
run.
disengage action and then you're going to move.
Yeah. So I'll try and move round the corner, around the back of the building. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, around the corner. That should get me round. Can I move myself?
Have you really got no heals? None? Nothing?
No, they don't. I've got spells, but they don't work on constructs.
No, like your cure wounds and stuff does 100%. Like, you're still a living
Does
creature.
it?
Yeah.
that'd be
I 100%. I'd never
Yeah.
You're a guardian, but a guardian isn't a construct. You're still a humanoid, because you
You're a
still have a
person,
living
man.
life energy. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to cast cure wounds on yourself instead, absolutely you're allowed to do that. 100% you can cure wounds yourself.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I should probably do that though, to be honest.
Well, you're going
You're
to
more
take
than a
5 more
construct.
damage at the start of your next turn. So it's
Yeah,
your
that
turn.
is true. Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, I'll do a level 1 cure wounds.
You're
Okay.
more human than all of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, D8 plus your charisma mod.
D8
You're a
plus
real person, Ree.
charisma. I'm a real boy.
Life's a simulation.
8 plus charisma.
Perfect roll.
That's 18. My charisma mod is
Okay.
10.
Charisma mod, not saving throw. So just the
Oh,
modifier for the
it's
charisma.
3. That's 11
3.
points
So
then.
11 points. So you watch as that bleeding wound, the kind of like the wood, the living wood that makes up sort of like your internal body, it does kind of patch over. With this particular injury, it won't fully heal until you basically have a medicine check of a certain DC performed on you. But for the moment, it's you basically, if you take damage over a certain amount of threshold, that wound will reopen. Or if you get like knocked down again, it will reopen. But for now, you're not going to lose any more hit points at the start of your turn, as it's kind of like, it's like a medic combat patching something, but
Yeah.
you could tear the stitches, like the magic stitches almost, as it's kind of been bound together. Okay, so that's your action.
Okay.
You still have a bonus action and move action if you want.
Yeah, and then I'm going to start.
Nova,
moving
you're
back.
up next, by the way.
Yep.
Right, so it will get an attack opportunity of you if you move from here, though, because you didn't
That's
disengage.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you moving?
I'm going to move around to the back of the building. I can't move my guy.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
There
my
he is.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
So I wanna-
Sentry. I've moved. I've
There
done
we
it now.
go. Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
So it swings at you with a great axe, with a great sword. Sorry, but misses. Just that it bounces off your reinforced plate armor as the great sword the one fighting Ayla tries to take a quick swing at you, unable to
Okay.
hit. Nova, last
So,
of the turn.
Is there this thing still blooping around where Baraz was?
I mean, it's kind of hard for you to see because you've kind of got like a knoll in the gap that was leading into the
yeah,
room,
that's
and you're now
true.
outside.
He's
So you don't really see
difficult,
it.
isn't
Only Lucius and
Okay.
Will can really see it.
he? Okay, can I so I'm gonna move diagonally so I'm looking back through the hole. I guess I see this knoll who's poking his head out.
Yeah. You see this knoll like,
do
with a
I-
hatchet looking at you, and it's like, die.
And then can I see past them or anything?
You can see Lucius behind him. He seems to be being attacked by a similar knoll. And then you can
Okay.
see a mass of something behind Lucius. Don't know what though.
Okay. Cool. By the way, just as a point of admin, I healed 14 hit points when the mage died from my Hexblade curse, so I'm back up 14.
Sure.
And I'm gonna use my Wall of
Hexblade
Light
Desmond.
to attack.
beam?
Shoot a beam at the knoll that's attacking Lucius.
Sure, go for it.
So that is a
Spell attack.
12 to hit. No.
That is not going to hit. So the knoll just manages to kind of leap to the side as this beam of light bounces off the pillar beside him.
I'm sorry, Lucius. I tried. And then I'm just gonna pop back because I'm 10 feet away from the knoll who's near me. So that's
you
not
can't
an
make
attack
it
of
yet.
opportunity, isn't it?
Nope, you're
So I'm
outside
gonna-
of its reach.
I'm gonna pop back.
Okay.
So
sure.
yeah, I'm gonna
So you
pop
kind of leap
out,
to the side, and
activate
then
the
jump
wall,
back.
cry about my
And then leap back.
failures, and go back.
Well, that brings us to a brand new round in this ongoing combat, and that seems like a good point where we take a break to read some donations and play some adverts.
Oh my god.
Okay,
As things
I'm gonna
continuing.
refresh because I think that my microphone has defaulted to the wrong one halfway through.
To the wrong one. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right, so there's what?
Tommy
1, 2,
Boy.
3, 4, 5 enemies left, and a big pool of tentacles.
Yeah.
Just get away from the tentacles. You'll be fine.
I'm just leaving. We're just gonna go. Bye.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
all
do what you want.
fine.
Tommy Boy, are you good to read some donos out? Because again, I don't have the reader set up properly because I got to log back into the HR one.
I'm gonna go
I'm
back.
okay with that actually.
I need
I'm gonna
Peter.
get a drink.
Gonna go cry a little bit.
Okay. Well, hey, you're left with me now. Welcome to the Chaos Twins hour. Oh wait, 5 minutes.
Yes.
Hey, Stander _ thank you for your donation. I almost missed a stream because it says you start at 5 p.m. GMT. It's now 4 p.m. GMT and the stream is starting. What gives? P.S. You guys are amazing. Hope no one gets swallowed up by Hadar this time. Whoopsie! We should have changed all of our displays to say UK time so that GMT versus BST doesn't happen anymore. I guess it didn't happen this time. Sorry, bud. Hey, Ghosty Pants. Wow, love that donation from you. You know why? Because you said, worked a grave this last night. So I'm joining the VOD squad for this episode, but I hope you're all doing okay and staying happy. Loving Curse of Strahd, by the way. Thank you very much. D. Miller with a half hundo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a half hundo.
Yeah. What? What's half a
What?
hundred? It's that.
What?
What is guys, a big thank you. Since finding your streams, my love of the fantasy world has been rekindled. Thank you for the joy you guys bring to us all, and hope that you are all staying healthy and safe. Much love from the US.
From the us.
Nice. Us.
Welcome to the
Jamie.
us.
Jamie says Rhiannon looks like the lead singer of Ginger with J's. Ginger?
No.
I don't know that one.
Must
Love it.
be.
Also, writing my first campaign to do over tabletop sim. Wish me luck. As usual, keep it up. Not High Rollers related. Hey, Trotty, have you heard Enter Shikari's new album? It's very experimental. If he's back, he's not.
Oh, it's very
I'm going to
good.
go
Their
ahead and
stuff
say
is very good right now.
I'm going to go ahead and say that yes, he has, and Rhiannon also has. I don't know who Ginger are though.
No, I don't know.
Princess
I'm
Jules.
gonna Google that.
Princess Jules with a quarter hundo. I have finally been able to catch a stream live and love you all so much. And this is my way of showing you to keep up the great work. I'm slowly making my way through Lightfall as well. Well, thank you very much, Princess Jules. Laxa Storm Soul. That's a kick-ass name. Hey, Mark, you inspired me to become a DM myself. Quick question, though. Did Ayla ever use her Dusk Willow coin? No, she did not. Also, would you consider putting the Maximilian Taldros stat block on your Patreon? Have a Knight of Gideon encounter coming up in my game.
He
Very
used.
cool.
I didn't have a unique stat block for him. I think he had like there's some sort of like monster or something like that I used in one of the books. I just used that.
There you go.
That's my answer. I didn't have a specific
Cool.
stat block for him.
Oh, wow, everyone's back. Dr. Punicyclist. I definitely read that wrong with a half hundo.
Ooh.
Want to send a half hundo your way as a thank you. Currently overseas running a campaign for my wife and son. He loves it, and I have you all to thank for his interest in the game. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Unicyclist. Lee6113. Long-time fan, seen all the episodes. Absolutely love you all and your characters. Mark, you are the best DM ever and a total inspiration to me. Keep on
It's not
gaming.
true.
Wish I could add a few extra zeros to this small donation. Don't be silly, Adrian Lee. It says your name there, so I'm assuming it's okay to. But, Cool Kitten, with a generous donation, finally managed to catch up on High Rollers. Loving both this campaign and the Strahd one too. Hope your rolls will always be high. Thank you.
Why are you having
Goes to
such
Spring-
trouble with it right there?
I keep seeing in the corner of my eye Dave Bautista coming up.
Pave
Goes to
Pista.
Sprinkle.
So
Hey,
Pep
Palpista.
I'm kind of imagining this like big Noel Baraz a little bit as Batista, like a deformed Batista.
could be.
Yeah.
Could be played by.
Goes to Sprinkles. Hey guys, thank you for literally being the highlight of my hectic week. You've helped me kick depression's ass, and I can't thank you enough. Much love to all, and wash your damn hands, you nasties. Napdragon. Hey guys. Oh my god, hang on, I just saw the next one. Napdragon. Hey guys, enjoying watching live. This combat is intense but so good. Have a small donation as it's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
For sharing what I can
Merry
with
day
you
of God.
guys. Thank you all for being so awesome. Stay safe, folks. And the mighty Machina with 2 hundo.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
A double hundo
Very
from
generous.
there. First time catching you guys live. Thank you for all the entertainment in these uncertain times. I was going to donate 100, but since you guys have doubled down with 2 games a week, I'll do the same. Hope everyone stay safe and healthy. Wow.
It's very sweet.
Thank you so much,
Thank
mighty
you.
Machina.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Amazing.
Right. We'll read some
100
more at the end.
triple. Yep. Well, yeah, 100 triple. We do it to the end.
Yep.
If we missed any, very sorry. I am.
Is that
gonna
the
go
last
We'll
one?
do the
Rollers.
rest at
Is
the
that-
end.
that
That's
the
just
last
high
one?
rollers, so
Oh, wow.
Okay, we'll do the rest at the end.
I've just looked
Right.
at the map.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
don't look at
What's
don't
wrong
look
with
at
the map?
Instead,
Yeah,
look at
this
my
is a
World
scary-looking
Anvil page.
wiggle.
Don't forget to check out
Look at-
World
look at-
Anvil.
Luciandro or Luciandos.
Luciander X, I
Lucross.
call it now
What
because
was
it.
the-
What?
Right.
was
it's-
that all
it's
of
future.
the journos, or was there more on Yogs?
There's
Did you
more on
only
yours.
There's
One
more on
set.
Yogs. That was just high rollers.
Okay.
That was
I
just
can
high
read
Well,
out
rollers.
since
some
Tom's
Yogs.
gone, do
Yeah.
you want to read some Yogs?
Sure. We've got Ola Rembe, thank you very much with your donation. Ren Harrell donated. First time watching Eros live. I'm finally here. Roll high, kick ass, and don't let another agent of Hadar kill Quill. That could still happen. Matt
Yeah.
C donated. Hey guys, it's me, the music guy. Just want to let you know that I finished working on a super special project and I'll be releasing a new song every day this week. Wow. Thanks for being an inspiration
Whoa.
for people like me who make dumb stuff on the internet. Well, thank you. Look forward to hearing
what
it
we
all.
do.
That's a lot
That's
of
what we
stuff.
do,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love your stuff, man. Keep
Yeah.
making music. We love it.
We are dumb stuff.
Jolteon Fire Eye, thank you for donating. First time watching live in a while. I hope no one dies today. Keep hoping. Ravager 4, Portal Hundo. Hey, High Rollers. Hope you're all staying safe. Thank you all so much for continuing to do what you do to entertain us all. You're all my favorite part of the quarantine right now. P.S. When can we expect a one-shot set in Lucianda? So, hopefully, with fingers crossed, Mark will set up a whole world that will replace Zerois, and it will all be set in Lucianda real soon. So, look forward to that, right? You can look
Trot would ever like to run a one-shot in Lucianda.
Gyrel Corporation.
He's more than welcome.
Yep. Etc. Etc. Do you want to see the logo?
No.
There it is. Gyrel.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
Very good. Very good. Well, shall we go back
So
to playing some
immersed.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Sure.
Let's go back to dying.
I mean, no, that's presumptuous.
If we TPK here, maybe we will get that one shot. Maybe we'll
Maybe
get
we
that.
will.
at
Hey,
Luciandus.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, we begin as a brief recap. Baraz the Awoken and his mage-like companion have both been slain, leaving behind a undulating, shifting form of tentacles and teeth and claws that seems to be taking on more and more of a humanoid shape as time goes on. Several of the party have now tried to make their way outside to support Sentry and Ayla, who are fending off against the last remnants of the front guard. There's a few more ambushes have also joined the thing. And we start with Ayla, who is currently still holding the front lines of this combat at the very top, near the
my
gates.
Did Sentry move round the side of the building?
Sentry
'Cause
moved
on
to
my
where
map,
Sentry
it has-
is.
On my map, it has
Oh.
you're not around the side of the building.
So you would have gone
Oh.
5, 10,
Try and move
15.
it again.
So 5, 10,
20,
15. You
25
can go another
steps around
15
the
feet.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to go. Yeah, I was supposed to go around the corner. Is that
There you go.
updated?
Bam. Yep, that's
Okay.
updated.
Cool. Yeah. I'm just making sure, if you know.
Yep.
Protect.
Combat awareness.
Can I take another couple of swings at the dude in front of me, please?
Of course you can. Always. Always.
Always.
Always.
19 plus 9.
That's a hit. That's a smash.
And 17 plus 9 to hit.
That is also a hit.
So the first one is 12 points of damage from the hammer.
12
Second
points of
one
damage.
is 9 points of damage from the hammer.
I mean, rolling a 1
then-
and dealing 9 points of damage is still pretty great.
Yeah.
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 Yep. And then
Um,
dex saving throw.
And then dex saving throw for a mighty 1 again.
1 point. Blam, as
Um,
it's blasted with lightning. 2 big hits. Still on its feet, but very much, very injured. Still injured, but still standing.
I'm going
These things are
to-
tough. They are, clearly well built, well trained.
I'm moving around
Right.
the corner,
Monster.
so he's going to get a swipe at me.
He doesn't because he made an opportunity attack against Sentry
Ah!
Runner, so he doesn't have his reaction
Excellent.
still.
Okay.
Okay. Well, following that good news, let's have some bad news. You hear the sound of gnolls in pursuit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Boop. As they all come running up, and then they will basically spend their action to dash. 5, 10,
Oh,
5,
goody.
10, 15, 20, 25,
Hey,
30.
we've been dealing with this the whole time. It's coming to you.
We've been dealing with Tentacle Boy.
As you see these gnolls come rushing around the corner. One of them comes sprinting outside, chasing
Hello.
down Nova. And while the other one is going to take some swings at Lucius. So the archers all dash. They don't get their turn, but Nova, 2 attacks are going to come your way from this gnoll chasing after you. As it's got its hatchet out. The first one is a... that's a natural 1, so that's a miss.
So he hits
Followed
himself.
by a 17. No, I don't use those rules, otherwise you guys would have hit yourselves a lot of times in the past. 17 to hit you, Nova.
Yeah.
17 will
That's
hit,
fair.
yes. 17 is
All
exactly
right, 6
my
points.
class.
6 points of slashing damage as the hatchet just kind of catches the back of you as you're fleeing, and then Lucius, 2 attacks against you. First one is a natural 20 as the hatchet
Whoa.
comes streaking in, and then the second one, oh my god,
What the?
is
Another
another
natural
natural 20. Guys, it's you can't even blame my dice this time. This is
Can you throw away your roll
I
20
don't
dice
know
and
what
get
to
new
tell
ones?
you.
Can you
I
throw
mean,
your
I
computer
can't.
away,
It's
please?
roll 20. It's like, what do you want from me?
I want you to
Well,
throw
I
your
got
computer
9
away.
HP, so What have we got?
Well, then okay, so the first one is going to take you to 0 because it will deal 9 damage minimum. So with 10 damage is the minimum it will deal. And then the second one is going to hit you while you're on the floor, which is 2 death saving throws.
Oh man, and an injury check.
And an injury check, please. Constitution saving throw.
Look at you, Tom. Hey?
I'm on it. I know.
14. So
I
the
don't forget
DC
those.
is 10. DC's 10.
16.
No injury, but as you go down, the null kind of cackles to itself and it hits you whilst you're on the ground as you just hear this wet as the axe embeds. And normally I wouldn't do that, but I'd already set up that these guys, they don't have any mercy for any foes on the ground. Like, they already did this once to you. They've done this to Lucius before, where they chopped you, and then as soon as you went down with no other targets around them, they just went for you again to kind of, like, finish you off, or so they think. And the worst news, well, the Hunger Slave goes next. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to come chasing after Sentry. It's going to take 2 swings with its greatsword at you, Sentry. First one is a miss. It's only a 10, an 11, sorry. The next one is a 13.
Whoop.
So the Shield of Solvin, you just bounce both of these attacks off of your shield as the blows resound against it. And then Lucius, it's a death saving throw, I'm afraid.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Wait, no, wait.
5.
Go on, Tom. Do you have a
I
portent
was gonna
left? Because I don't think
I do have a portent 18.
then you can use it. Yeah, I've said because like Trot didn't know you were good. That Trot doesn't know that you're thinking of using it, so you can just say he rolls.
I did wait before the roll came up.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right. So yep. So
18.
that's a success. Yep. 18 on the. So that's the portent used.
Oh my god, that would have.
Yeah. Lucius would have died.
Oh.
Right. So that's it. Quillic and Kalar, your turn.
Just let me die, Tom. Jesus.
No!
No!
You
My
die when I
boy!
kill you!
Jesus.
Right. I am gonna.
I mean, you see Lucius.
Right, I'm gonna. Thing is, if I run next to Lucius, right, then this little nerd is gonna get an attack of opportunity on me.
No,
okay, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run to Lucius and use a 3rd level Cure Wounds on him.
That sounds great.
17
hit points.
Thank you. Just so I could die again, you bastard.
The fact that I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row against you is bananas.
That's mental.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
If those had been normal hits, you still would have gone down, but still, like, bloody
Right.
hell. Right. Quill, anything else on your turn?
I haven't got any bonus actions, so yeah, that's,
Do you want
that's
to
all.
move?
Nah.
Okay. Rhiannon, you love chaos, don't you?
Always.
Roll
Oh,
a
no.
d4 for me. Roll a d4.
Ah.
Oh, okay. That's a 1.
Okay.
Mark.
That's a 1. You see the mutated form that is kind of creating itself from Baraz's corpse is regenerating extremely quickly. In a few seconds, it's already beginning to stand up, kind of like pulling itself up on the pillar next to it with these tentacles, rising like a Resident Evil T-virus enemy. It's like... and you can see like this distended, huge open jaw is beginning to form as one of the eyes kind of flicks and looks in Quill and Lucius's direction. Sentry.
Cool. That's cool as shit.
Hello.
It's cool as shit, right?
I hate it.
It's like the
That's
thing.
awesome.
Okay. So
It's like
we're
Mr.
all
X.
fine, we're all good. I'm
X gonna give it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna move 5, 10. I'm gonna move here.
Yep.
And then
That's an
Can
no.
I-
That's an attack of opportunity against you because you moved out of the guy's threatened area and he
Okay.
had his turn. So
all right, that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
21.
Yeah, that's gonna hit, boy.
It's going to hit, boy.
It's gonna hit.
So that is going to be 10 points of damage.
Okie dokie. Dang comes in.
Slams into you as you begin making your way.
High changes, please. There we go. Thank you. I would like to cast Plant Growth. S'il play.
Okay, what does this do?
So this spell channels vitality into plants within a specific area. So if you cast a spell using an action, a creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
So it's like double difficult terrain.
Overgrown. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I'd like to.
All right, and where do you want to? What kind of area is that?
It's 150 foot range, but I want to concentrate around like the knolls. So like in just like a circle around where the knolls are, so they have a difficulty moving.
So like this. Has it got a radius? Because the range is normally like how far away you can cast it up to. Does it have like a 20-foot radius or 30-foot radius or?
It's got 100-foot radius.
100-foot radius.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that like
rainforest.
He's just rejuvenated this forest.
You basically it's fertile land, right? So it's like flowers and trees and weeds, but they grow to these enormous proportions. And the whole back area of the winery just becomes this tangled mess of overgrowth. There's actual like grapevines where seeds that have been dropped and pollen's been dropped, like grapevines and thorns begin growing out of the ground, completely surrounding all of these creatures. As it just blooms in life as Sentry channels her magic into the area.
And like it's cool. All the plants yield twice your normal amount of food when harvested, and the land is enriched for a whole year after doing that.
The important things.
A whole year.
The vineyard's in business.
Vineyard's back in business, boys.
Holy shit. I mean,
so it'll be good for the
that's
nuns.
got to give us a better report,
Okay,
right?
so just to clarify, that second effect, which is the enrichment of the land where it doubles it, you have to cast that over 8 hours. But the first effect, where it basically becomes super overgrown, that takes place in the area, basically. That still happens.
Oh, cool.
But the enrichment is you have to cast it over 8 hours. But you could, like, tomorrow, you could go up to the vineyards and just be like, I'm going to spend all day doing this. And you could do that, 100%. Amazing. All right.
Nice.
Anything else, Sentry?
I think that's me good. Yeah. I'm good, thank you.
So basically, at the moment, every square in that area costs 20 foot of movement to move through.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Could you just level buildings with that power?
No, I don't think it would. It basically causes any natural vegetation to become overgrown, but it won't go through like stone and stuff. It doesn't have any force behind it. I think there are high level spells that can do that, but this is just sort of like any natural terrain will become abundant and overgrown, but it won't like build up through buildings. It just wouldn't affect that area, I think.
That's a cool aspect.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Nova.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's used to a great effect here, because it's definitely going to slow down all of those archers. Like, they're going to have difficulty firing through it and stuff like that with their bows. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nova. And then Ayla, you're after Nova.
So can I skirt around the ambusher who's between me and the hole in the wall? So 5, 10.
Yeah, because you could... Yeah, you can... it's going to cost you extra movement, because you were here, right?
Yeah.
So
I kind of went diagonal and then... Yeah.
Yeah, you can get to there
So
and no
5,
attacks
10.
opportunity because you stay within its threatened area.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, it's the second you leave its threatened area that you'll get an attack opportunity against you.
I have potions, but I can't get to them.
It's a shame.
Just. So I guess I see this Baraz getting up and being
Yes, and it is large. It's far larger than Baraz before. This thing is maybe like 10 feet tall, extra wide, and it's got this huge distended jaw, and inside its mouth is just blackness. It's just darkness.
Is he big enough that he ended his turn in the wall?
Sure.
Oh yeah, actually.
Well, yeah, but he's not a creature yet. When he starts, yes, then he will be fully formed. No, I'll tell you what. Roll the damage for me. You roll the damage for me now.
48. Okay.
Yeah,
48
yeah. I'd say yeah. His mutated form would have grown into the wall, and then as he's regenerating, it would have started burning him. Yeah, 24
That's
damage.
24 points of radiant.
That counts.
Right. What are you doing?
I guess I'm just so Kim the player has a dichotomy of whether or not to attack Baraz or attack this ambusher that's got Lucius and Quill.
Or block our escape.
Well,
hole.
that's a good question. You got to decide right now.
I'm going to attack the knoll.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Just carry on, Kim. Just carry on. Let's keep it going.
Is he just
Don't want to
making
get
a
slowed
filthy
down.
joke?
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
he is,
yeah,
but let him make his joke.
Okay. I'm rolling 26 to hit the knoll.
With what?
With a radiant wall blast.
Okay, with the beam of light.
So
Yep.
I'm using the wall of light to shoot another bolt out at the knoll ambusher.
Right.
and
So
that
you've basically got about 2 blasts of that. left, I think, you've used.
I've been
got it?
marking it off. I have 3
Okay.
left.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought it might be 2 or 3.
No,
Thank you.
I've been marking it down. That is
So is that 30 points of damage?
Radiant damage.
Fucking hell. This nearly bursts through his chest. It bursts through his side, and you can see this gaping wound. He's alive, but only barely, as he's staggering around like, "Ah," and in his guttural language is muttering curses and something.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna
end of your
pop
turn?
back a bit. I'm just popping back. I'm still around my ambusher, but I just want to be away from the hole.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Basically, I'm going to just do a bunch of these gnolls now because the Hunger Slave goes after these gnolls anyway. Their whole turn is basically the Hunger Slave manages to finally
that
dash
was
its
Nova's
way through.
turn, right?
Yeah,
I get
then
a
it
turn
goes
after
back.
Nova,
Oh,
don't
no,
I?
you do. You get your turn. Sorry,
Yeah, you missed
sorry.
me.
That was Nova's turn.
You
I did,
missed
I
me.
did.
Okay,
Bitch.
so bitch.
I did. You're correct.
Can I if I was to angle myself correctly, could I get the Hunger Slave and 2 of the ambushers in a line if I angled myself towards the
Let
the
me
curve
show-
of this building?
You did
Right.
it
So
from where you are
here's
now.
the thing. Here's the line. Imagine that the line goes out from you diagonally. You can have a line like that. You could have a line that goes like that. You could have, you can
But
get
if
2
I
of them
move
at maximum.
towards the building,
You move,
more,
move yourself to
that
where you
give me
think, and if
more
you
of
can
a-
draw,
straight
if you can draw a
How do I
line
draw?
between both of those, between 3 of those things, yes. But I don't think you can. I think you can get 2 of them,
Like-
which is the one in the middle and then the Hunger Slave.
What if she bounces it off the wall and then it recurves
And it doesn't
like
do
I'll
that.
those
cast Shield.
bullets in Wanted?
Bounces it off me.
No,
Curve the bullet.
you are.
Yeah.
She could do that with Sentry. Sentry is Captain America, not you. You can hit 2 of them, Katie, for sure.
Fine. I'll hit shithead, McGee, and
And then
this
the one
dude.
in the middle. Yep, sure.
My-
So
yeah,
the way that,
move.
and this is with the Hammer's ability, yeah.
yes, please.
So the Hunger Slave makes a dex save because as you throw the hammer, it turns into a bolt of lightning, passes through him. He makes a dex save, and then the one at the back, it turns back into the hammer, and you make a ranged weapon attack against him, basically.
Yes.
So if you open up the hammer, what's the DC on the dex save?
Tell you, Mark.
I think it's below 17, so that's a pass. He's going to take half
Yeah.
damage. Okay, so the
Yeah.
Hunger Slave will take half damage, and then the one in the middle
I have
make
to-
a ranged attack.
Oh, Mark.
What?
Yeah.
I made a mistake with my wall of light on
Yeah.
the goblet, the knoll.
Yeah.
So I said it was 30 points of damage. I added 9 on the end there from my previous melee attack.
Okay, that's fine. I can heal
So
him
my-
9 points.
9 points. Yeah, sorry. I just
Yeah,
realized.
I'll just heal it back to him. Yeah.
Oh,
So he's
sorry.
injured,
So-
but not as badly as you thought.
Yeah, yeah.
So I hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
the-
Yeah, it's gonna
I
hit,
hit
guy
the
in back.
dude.
Yeah. Right.
So he takes 15 damage from the hammer, and then he takes 12 lightning damage, and then 6 lightning damage still goes to the one who saved against it.
Yes, because he takes half damage.
Slave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
amazing.
Hunger Slave takes the damage but manages to throw himself to the side. Still, again, badly injured. The knoll at the back, when the hammer turns back into a hammer and hits him full pelt in the chest with the lightning, it's like a frog being hit by a blast of lightning. He explodes. He
Excellent.
just kind of erupts in bits and pieces and
Yeah, I've
gore.
seen that.
Jesus.
Chunks.
Just blows up with the power, and then obviously the hammer just slams back into your hands, Thor style, as it comes returning back to you.
Thank you.
That's a pretty good turn.
What I will also do. Oops, I'm throwing.
Yes.
I don't want to draw. No, thank you. Let me move.
I'm
I will
Hawkeye.
move towards this shithead to start helping Nova.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Sounds good. Right. So again, this guy just basically has to spend his whole turn plowing through this overgrowth, like the weeds stuck to his legs. He's like hacking bushes down in front of him, and then the same with these guys because their arrows are just going to be useless in this thick terrain. So they're just like plowing themselves forward, just trying to pull themselves free of it, which is all of their turns. As we get to Lucius.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Nope. I've got before that. The one fighting you, Lucius, and the one that was fighting Nova both get their attacks.
Okay.
Yay.
And they will try and attack. They're probably going to try and see that Quill's healed. He's going to try and attack Quill, I think.
No.
Yep. So
Attack
Quill.
me.
Yeah, this is the one fighting those
Oh,
two,
this
and
is
then
the one in
you've got
front
one.
of
me.
Don't
No,
worry,
attack me.
I'm attacking you with one. Don't worry.
No, I want the
Right.
one
First one is a
inside to come
miss,
after
Quill.
me.
That's a 8 to hit.
Perfect.
Second attack is a 20 to hit.
Shit, can I shield that?
You can if you'd
I
like
can.
to.
Add 5, right? I shield it, yeah.
Yep, and that lasts until the start or the end of your next turn.
Oh, I think? Yeah, start.
Okay, so you've still got that plus AC till the start of your next turn. So as it
Yeah.
swings just about to hit you, you throw up this magic shielding barrier, bounces the attack off of it. On the other side
I
of the
didn't
wall,
leave.
Nova, two attacks.
Can I
come
just
at
turn
Nova.
up next to him and be like, boo?
You do, but he was already swinging as you run up
Damn
next to him. 16 to hit Nova.
No.
You say
Bounces off your
multiple times.
breastplate. Next one, 9 to hit. Tiangong, you parry the second one to the side as you deflect the attacks off. Lucius.
Okay, I'm going to cast a level 4 Armor of Agathis on myself,
Okay.
which gives me 20 temp HP.
Nice.
And anybody
Also-
that hits you takes
Yes,
20 cold
and I'm
damage.
going to start 5,
Well,
10.
do you want to Dichromancy as well? Because it is cold. You cast a spell that deals
Yeah,
cold
I will
damage.
Dichromancy Baraz. That's 8.
Oh, and Baraz.
Sorry. I will do it on the Null Ambusher.
Okay.
8
And how much was that?
points
8?
of ice.
8 points. Again, this strikes him, and now he looks heavily injured, kind of limping and badly hurt as you conjure this armor around you. He's not smart
he
enough
try
to
to
really know that spell. Yeah, he will try and hit him because he doesn't really know what that spell does.
I was
So
hoping
he
would.
will roll to hit. He hits you, which he instantly is obliterated by shards of ice.
Yeah, that's
You
the
take 6
idea.
points of damage off the temporary hit points, but you still have 14 left, so the spell is still active.
Roger, Dodger.
Yeah, and he is now bleh. As his just shards as the axe hits the armor around you, you see it grin for a moment before all these splinters and shards embed into its face and it comes stumbling back. End of your turn, Lucius.
5, 10. Can I move through other players? Or do I have to go around them as well?
No, you can move through friendlies, but you can't move through enemies. So if you want to get on the outside,
through the wall, then.
okay.
Well, technically,
he's dead.
in
Quillic.
the wall.
Okay, sure. Quillic and Kalar.
Man, I'm gonna leave 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Hello.
So you need to go on the other side.
I went diagonally and down. Would that little nerd have a hit on me, or
She went like there, No, you'd be fine.
Okay. And I will healing. No, I won't. I will mega heal myself.
Okay.
Cure wounds. 3d8 plus 4. Third level. 20 healing.
Nice.
Very nice.
From behind you, Quillick, as you are fleeing through this stone hole, you just hear this ungodly roar. It sounds less of a roar and more like a roar being sucked into something. Like this inhaling of breath and noise, like that just reverberates and echoes around. And then you begin to hear slams and snapping wood and breaking stone as this form comes barreling after you. It's going to go after the first thing it can see, which is Lucius at the moment.
Why is it red?
Sounding a bit of atmosphere, you know?
And a bit of atmosphere to it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Spooky red.
Spoopy
And
Hadar
then one
red.
of its tentacles comes whipping out towards Lucius. 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got plus 10.
That is going to be 16 points of damage.
Okay, so my armor goes.
Armor breaks, but it takes 20 points of damage.
Yes.
Smashed by all this broken armor, but
Is
the
it not
tentacle as
halved?
it no, it doesn't. It doesn't see this form does not appear to be as resistant to cold as it was previously. But as the tentacle hits you, it wraps around you and you are grappled.
No.
And it begins, and you see this tentacle is pulling you towards its body as its jaw distends and begins opening as wide as your whole body. It just is like, and there's just blackness inside, and it's just like, and you're being pulled into it.
Oh.
Sentry.
Holy
This is
crap.
a lot.
Can we go back to the
Okay.
Devil's Dance?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's one of those
nice,
things.
though.
I think I said it last week. Like, this was 2 encounters separately calculated.
I'm gonna have to lay on hands myself.
Do it.
I'm gonna give myself 15 lay on hands points.
Okay.
Perfect.
Heal myself for 15.
That's the good shit right there.
That is the good shit.
Nova, you're up after this.
Yeah.
Why is that not doing it? Thank you. There we go. And then, whew.
Did you
just gonna
cure
have to
wounds
attack.
yourself
I'm
as
gonna-
well?
I can.
She
do.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Why have you only
So
got
I'm
19?
gonna attack the.
I hit her. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh. Fuck, okay.
I'm gonna hit the knoll in front of me.
Do you? I think lay on hands is an action, so I don't know if you've got any actions.
Oh yeah,
left.
it is an action. Of course it is. Yeah. Sorry.
It's not a bonus
yeah, it's
action.
An action.
Sorry.
Yep.
Any bonus
No,
actions
that's
or
alright,
moves?
I forgot. I think I'll just try and buy myself some more time, so I think I'll go 5, 10, 15 that way, and then that's me
Okay,
good.
it will take a swing. It will take a
Come
swing.
join
at
the
you.
party, pal.
Come and join the party.
God, the dice roll is very much laggy today. Mine's now struggling. No, doesn't hit 16. You manage to parry it with Her Majesty's Rose again as you kind of back off. And you can now see, Sentry, you see this red tentacle wrapped around Lucius, dragging him back inside through this hole in the wall. Nova, Vija.
So I'm gonna pop back towards the hole, direct the my wall of light that's still standing. It's got 30 feet left to blast Baraz.
Sure.
So that is 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
So
Yes, indeed.
4d8. Take the 9 away this time, Kim. 20 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Again, you see it, and as it hits it in the back, it lets out this horrid, like, inhaling scream once again.
Can I, like, grab Lucius? Like, I know I can't really do anything, but can I just try and, like...
You can like grab his arms and his hands, yeah, but then
Yeah.
you feel yourself being pulled back by the
Yeah.
immense strength of this thing as well. Yeah.
I guess, I
Yeah,
can't really do
yeah,
anything
grab
with
his
bonus,
hands.
can I? But I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm just gonna try
Sure.
and keep hold of
Unless
it.
you've got a spell that you can cast as a bonus action, but
If I do, the wall will go.
there you go. All right, Ayla. Still some gnolls around, including your buddy, the hunger slave, who has been hounding you this entire time, just chasing you down like. Rah! You're muted,
God.
Katie.
Can I? Sorry, it's against the sirens.
Yeah, it's okay.
Can I give
cool.
him just? Can I smack him twice, please?
Sure,
Like,
yeah,
let me-
go for it.
I really want to just go away.
Freaking kill this
You're
guy.
so
Yeah,
annoying,
yeah, absolutely.
man.
And you can see he's injured. Like he's definitely bleeding. He's as badly as injured as probably Sentry, and that is.
An 18 to hit.
Still hits him. Yep, just
Nice.
Oh, that one won't hit.
that one will not.
That's a 6. Okay, I'll hit him once anyway. You make a dex
Yep,
save.
damage. I will make a dex save.
So
as
wait. 17 damage with the hammer, and then
Hey, guess what?
full damage.
Well.
Ah!
Like, it would have been full damage. He was already dead from the hammer blow. You swing it in and just crumple his chest as he stumbles, finally broken and now dead. You've got 1, 2, 3 of the regular gnolls, and then this mutated Baraz who is chasing you down. Ayla, anything else on your turn? You've still got movement and a bonus.
My bonus was my zap, so I'm pretty much
done.
tapped. I
Right,
will.
a piece of
just
good
be
news.
next to this dude.
Oh, good.
One piece of good news. These two gnolls are they're done. They just begin trying to claw their way back through the woods, desperately trying to get away. They're just like, they just big turn around, seeing the last of their kind of big elites go down, and hearing this horrible scream coming from inside the winery. They're just like, get the fuck out of here! Like we can still get away, and they begin running. The
I
one
chased
who
dog.
is still behind Nova and between Ayla doesn't have really an opportunity to run. So it's going to continue making attacks, this time going for
He can
Ayla
beg for
to attack.
peace.
Yeah,
He
can.
could be
Yeah.
like,
He's
please,
a gnoll.
please,
He
no,
doesn't
sir.
do
You
that.
could lay on the ground.
16 to hit,
like the last
15, sorry, Ayla, which I know is a miss against you, and then a 9, which is a miss against you as well. He tries to
Nice.
swipe at you twice, but yeah, the blows go wide. Lucius, you are currently grappled. You can escape the grapple by using your action to make a acrobatics or an athletics check.
I will do an acrobatics check to slip out.
Could he
Of
get
his
advantage because
tentacle.
I'm holding him, or wait?
With your strength, Kim, I'm going to say
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. He
You
gets
have a strength of
disadvantage.
7.
21.
Lucius,
Whoa.
yeah, you manage to kind of wriggle yourself free as this tentacle is drawing you
Nice.
in towards the mouth, and you just slip yourself free. Yep, and you can move. You are technically still in this space just for now, so if you try and move away, it will get opportunity attacks
Oh.
and stuff.
Oh, boy. I'm going to cast...
Armor of Agathis.
It's tempting, isn't it?
It is tempting because it gives you hit points and it's damage
hurts
if
him.
it tries to get you. Yeah.
He's no longer resistant to it. I will
Yeah,
cast
don't
it.
worry about doing anything cool. If it's effective, do it.
I'm going to do Armor of Agathis at 3rd level this time, which is now
Okay.
15 instead of 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Quillic
that,
Adkalar.
or-
I can Dichromancy
You can
that.
Dichromancy,
So
yeah.
that is 7 points to him, please.
Seven more points of
Thanks
cold
for the
damage. Bam.
reminder.
You see like this ice shard slam into its shoulder, and you see that it does clearly like pierce through the flesh, and whatever the damage you do, like it kind of almost, the void seems to suck in the ice, just leaving this gaping, oozing wound. Quillic Adkalar.
I would like to move into a position where I can see this monstrous bitch, and I'll hit it with a level 2 guiding bolt.
Sure.
What was that?
So it's a 19 to
19
hit,
to
which
hit.
hits. Yep. And then 20 points of radiant damage.
That's a good
Again,
guiding
this
bolt,
huge
actually.
blast of light, bam, slams into it and sends it kind of staggering back, but it's still coming. It shows no
Advantage
sign of
The next person.
It does have advantage. Unfortunately, he is the next thing to go. And he is going to use... he's going to do an extra thing this turn. So,
Oh, cool.
I need Nova, Lucius... Is this within... Yeah, just Nova and Lucius. I need you both to make charisma saving throws. Luckily, you two are the best at these, I think. So,
26.
Watch me tank
26.
this.
Oh.
22.
right. So
Nice.
this bellowing scream erupts from this creature, its distended mouth, and you feel just this wave of fear and this kind of influencing whispers get inside your mind, but you manage to kind of throw it off, focusing your energy or focusing your will, and you are not frightened and you don't take any psychic damage. However, it is then going to make a tentacle attack against both of you this turn.
That's fun.
So against Lucius is a 29 to hit.
Woo!
And against Nova is a 22 to hit.
No. Oh, yes. 22, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I saw
know
12.
it
I
hits.
saw 12 in the...
Oh my god, Lucius. Fucking max damage on this one. That's going to be 21 points of damage.
So that's going to
He
do
takes 15.
And it's going to wipe out my armor again.
Yep. And then you take any extra, so you take another 6 off your actual hit points.
and
It
then
was a
does he get-
16, right?
I dealt 21. I rolled a 16, but then it adds plus 5. So it's 21. So
Ooh, down to... Okay.
So you take any extra to your normal hit points.
Yeah,
But you
got
see
it.
the armor again. As you kind of summon this armor, it hits you once more. It breaks again, smashing into its tentacles. But and again, it grabs you.
Every
It
time it
swipes
comes
you
back,
up in its
just
tentacle.
Slightly smaller shoulders.
Yeah. And you are grappled again. And then Kim, damage against you is 15 points of damage, and you are also
Okay.
grappled.
Does he get, does Baraz get damage from the armor?
Already
Yeah,
done.
I took it already. I took the 15.
Okay, sorry, ignore me.
No, that's
Grappled.
fine.
I am grappled.
You are currently both grappled, and you can see there's probably 4 of these tentacles, so it looks like it can hold up to 4 creatures at once. And you see its mouth beginning to distend as it's
Cool.
trying to pull you both
There's
in.
5 of us.
Sentry.
There is a sheer look of panic of, that horrible feeling of having weights on your legs as you're falling underwater. That look is on Lucius's face.
Yeah.
Sentry.
I'm gonna have to move on up. 5, 10,
Move on
15,
up.
20. 20. Yeah, 25.
Don't you hate it when the
Can I
boss
try-
has a second form?
Can I try and
The
pull
music.
Nova or Lucius out?
You can. You can make an athletics check in their place. It'll be your whole action to do that.
That's fine. I'll do that.
Who do you want to help?
Fails anyway. Doesn't
It does. Whoever
I'll
you
go for
grab. Well, who
Lucius.
do you try and grab? Lucius.
I try and
you
grab
Lucius's
Lucius, yeah.
hand. You're trying to pull him free, but this thing's grip is tight around him. Not able
saying
to
him or
break
Kim?
him free. Him.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, Sentry? Moves or bonus actions? If not, Nova.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Nova.
TY.
Hey,
Like
Tom,
I said,
we could
it's an
squish
action to break
Trot
free.
together.
Mhm.
But can I still set my wall off? Because it doesn't...
Yeah, you can still attack. Yeah, you can still attack.
Yeah.
Let me just check something.
Oh.
Because you're grappled, you're not restrained.
Yeah.
Grapple.
It just says a grappled creature's speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit
0,
from
you
any
can't
bonus
benefit.
to its
So no,
speed.
yep.
It doesn't
Yep.
say anything
So you can
about
attack
not.
as normal. You don't have disadvantage. Yep, it's just normal attacks.
So, screw it, I'm going to keep attacking it. And that is a... rolling the dice. I'm rolling the dice.
That is a rolling.
I'm
dice.
rolling the dice. It's a 19 to hit.
Hits. Yep, hits.
4 d8. I'm rolling the dice. That is a 13 points of radiant damage, so not as good. And I've only got 10 foot of the wall left.
All right. So this last remaining, these few remaining bolts of light, another one strikes this mutated form in the back. But it still is pulling you in even closer. End of your turn.
Did I
Ayla.
technically take the advantage from guiding bolt on that?
You can do if you want to. You didn't, but you can roll again. I think. Yeah, you're the first person to attack it, so.
Yeah. Should I just roll it to see if it's a...
Yeah, so if you get a
nat?
crit, yeah, you can go fishing for a crit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go fishy for a critty.
Yeah, it would use the advantage up, so no. No crit.
I'd rolled a 24, but yeah, that's not natural, so.
That's with the bonus, yeah. Ayla. Just one knoll. His little knoll in your face, and he's just...
He's still attacking people, so I'm gonna smack him.
Okay. Go for it.
See if I can take him out.
Last one.
I will...
So, people gotta stop pulling.
That's a miss. 18...
That is a miss.
Plus 9.
Second one will hit. Yeah, second one definitely hits.
Oh my god! 9 points of damage with the 9 points, and then
9 points,
the lightning.
And then he fails. He takes 2.
So he takes 11.
You can just feel like, even though you've got this rage coming, like you've been fighting for so long, you've taken so many injuries now, you just, that first swing just lacks some of that strength and it manages to leap back, and then the second one is only a glancing blow. Still staggering him a little, but not quite as much as you'd hoped. Can I
reach? I can't reach Nova from here.
You were back here. You can move if you want to, and then you can try, but you don't have an action to really do anything with it. You're reaching for her as the end of your turn.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you used your action to attack. So
I know. I thought I could take him out, but I rolled like shit.
Yeah. He will attack you in response for a 21 to hit and a 6 to hit. So the first one to hit, 6 points of damage, half the 3. As his little hatchet cuts your arm. I will be pack leader. I will rule.
Aww.
I seriously doubt that.
I seriously doubt that too, but that's what he believes. Lucius, your turn. You are grappled.
I will try and slip out
free.
again. So that's acrobatics, right? Here it comes.
Or athletics.
Look at it go. It's gonna do any time.
It will do it.
6.
This time the grip is so much firmer and you're struggling and wiggling and you just can't break free.
So I can't do anything?
That's your action. So you have a bonus action. You have a speed of 0, so you can't move.
I'm going to use my bonus action to use a spell slot to regain some sorcerer points.
Sure. That sounds good. Quillic and Kalar.
So, in the conditions of the grapple thing, it does say that Thunder Wave, if cast on just the thing that's grappling, if they are pushed away, then the things it's holding doesn't go with it.
No.
So, I want to go...
Now, as a point, I'm going to point this out. I'm just going to say, if it can still reach that creature, if it still has the same reach, then it remains the grapple. And these are quite long tentacles. So you need to push it further
away
than
from its mouth, though.
Yes, technically you would be. Yeah, I mean, you don't know how quickly it can pull you into its mouth yet, but maybe you don't know how quickly it pulls you into its mouth yet. I mean, yeah, go for it, Tom.
Right. I want to
go... The question is, how are you going to hit it with a Thunder Wave without hitting Lucius and Nova, who are currently in the hole or outside, like blocking the hole?
Wanted bullets.
I'm wondering if I can go can I stand here and not hit Lucius with it if I cast it in just its direction?
Yes, you could push your way past Nova and Lucius because they are allies, and you could put yourself in that situation. Yeah, you could do that. However, if you push it back, it will hit a wall. It won't actually push it.
Oh fuck, that's not worth it. Okay,
because if you look at the angle, the way you'd push it, it just wouldn't go anywhere.
All right. Instead, I'm going to do a Wand of Magic Missile. I'm going to use all 7 charges.
Oh.
He's got a roll afterwards to see if it breaks.
Yeah, but 1d6. So what is that? 7d6 plus 1 is what I'm doing here.
Wait, no,
that's
it's not 76. Nope, that's not Magic Missile. Nope. That's your thing of the charges. It's 3d4 plus 3 for a first level Magic Missile, and then it's plus 1d4 plus 1 for each level of the spell higher. So what level are you casting it at?
This is with the Wand of Magic Missiles, which has 7 charges.
So every charge is an extra level to the spell when you cast it. So
level
are you casting?
First, second,
so it costs 1 charge to do it at first level.
I guess 7th level then.
Well, you have to spend 1 to cast it. Yeah, and then you add 6 more levels. So yes, it would be 7th level. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7d4 plus 7, I guess. No, that would only be 4th level. Hang on. 3, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. 8d4 plus 3, 10, I think. Yeah, 8d4 plus 10. If that's wrong, we'll get it later.
8d4 plus 10, sure. 32 damage.
Oh my god.
On it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. and now I need to roll a d20 to see if my wand of magic missile explodes.
You do.
On a 1.
Roll it, and then I'll describe what happens. Nope.
17.
It's out of charges,
Fine.
but it's still intact. These bolts hit the creature, and you can see the bolt smashing against its form, ripping parts of it off, tearing at its flesh. Its form is barely held together, but it still manages to. Yes, it does.
Holy shit! That might have actually been worthwhile.
With 1 hit point left.
No!
Nova
Jesus.
and Lucius, you are both pulled. As you are both grappled, it pulls you into its distended mouth, which envelops you like a void, and you are swallowed. Well, actually, first I need to bite you and then see if I can swallow you. That is a 14 against Lucius,
Yeah.
and that is a 12 against Nova.
No.
Right.
Oh my God.
So Lucius, you're going to take some damage first as well, so you might be going in
Apparently
unconscious,
it
I'm
was another
afraid.
d4.
3?
Apparently.
Right. First level, 3.
We need to math this. It's
Second-
1 health away.
Yeah. 3d4.
Yeah.
2nd level, 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level, 6th level, 7th level. It was 1 extra d4 plus 1.
So it loses that 1 health it has, right?
It loses that 1 hit point. Yep. You're right.
Oh my god!
Just as a point, I just want to point this out. Trot, you would have taken another 24 points of damage.
Before going... That's the bite, is it?
That's the bite as it bites you and then it swallows you.
Right.
Would you have been on 0?
I would have been on 0 being swallowed, yes.
Right, yeah. That would have been very bad. That would have
Why
been
is that
very
hard?
bad.
Why? Can people stop teasing death at me, please, before pulling it away last minute?
On the edge of death.
Just
Twice,
kill
and
me
then
if
all
you're
of a
going to
sudden-
kill me.
I thought I guess I must have just got to sit and then gone
I mean, that was
and then forgot that.
That was the reason to. That was the. Like, if we messed up the math on that one, that would have been
No,
disastrous, right? Like,
absolutely. Like that's where playing with
If it
chat
was
is
one
helpful
away,
because
oh my
they'll
God.
catch it. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, with the last blast of magic missile, you watch as this tentacled form splits apart into inky motes of darkness, which, as they all kind of land around you, you watch as each individual piece is sucked into a tiny pinhole-sized dot of darkness as it's kind of... and then it vanishes.
Jesus.
Very much like how you've seen other creatures. The priestess of the Night Eye disappeared when she was finally destroyed. Just kind of
Yeah,
sucked
I
back
see
into a
that.
void.
Can I go apeshit on this tiny knoll?
Yeah, there's
this
this
null
little-
dice.
Oh,
This,
yeah, the
this
one
null
knoll
dice.
left.
The other 2 gnolls get away. Between Sentry, Nova, and Ayla, you would annihilate that null. I can't be
I'll,
bothered rolling out the rest of that
guiding bolt
combat. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's dead.
I got one last blast on the wall.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have been able to hit him, I don't think, because he was outside. But
Nah.
yeah, it doesn't matter. You could have Eldritch blasted him, and it would have fucking
Yeah.
Holy crap.
yeah. No, that null is obliterated as you turn on him, now free of any other threats. The other 2 are slowly making their way out as they get away. Yeah, you guys are out of initiative, and
Oh
you can
my
see all
God.
the bodies around you and everything else.
I just fall
I'm
to
just
the
lying
floor,
on the floor. Nova's just lying
Yeah.
on the floor, like
Yeah, I sit on the
panting,
ground.
covered in tentacle, hadar, disgusting liquid.
Oh god, yeah. Covered in purple goo.
Very stressed out.
Yeah.
Where's Quill
Oh my
gone?
god.
I accidentally deleted myself, Mark. That's what happened.
You're dead. Quill's dead. Quill died. Sorry, everyone.
Quill died. If you delete yourself, you die in real life.
He deleted himself from the campaign.
Yeah, and as Baraz does die, as this kind of last vestiges of its mutated form die, there's like a relief of pressure in the air. You get like a sense of there was something building here that just kind of pops and disappears.
What, like everything is at peace.
Like
now.
a feeling in the air. Like there was like a weight in the air that you didn't notice until it was absent.
It's probably the extra oxygen from all those plants nearby.
Could be. Could be.
Very
So
true.
it's like not hearing white noise after realizing you couldn't hear white noise, or you could hear it before.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That
I
was
think what
crazy.
Sentry would do, I think Sentry would go and get some glasses of wine for everybody and just start handing them out to people and just be like, I think you need this, guys.
Yes.
Searching
Yeah, can
around,
we-
it's not hard to
we have a
find
look in the
bottles and
building?
glasses. Yeah, sure. What do you? what are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Like any of the Hadar related things, like if we can find anything that these
okay.
people have
Can I
left
look for
behind, or
Nuns.
any
Yeah.
treasures that
Is that
they've left behind as well.
Okay, yeah. And then Nova, are you looking for the missing sisters?
Nuns. Yeah, the sisters.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you guys roll investigations for this. So, Ayla, for your question, no, you don't find anything Hadar related here. It just seems like there is the sign of an attack. You see some bloodstains, you see some discarded weapons and armor scraps, probably from some guards. You don't find any remains for any of those guards. Maybe like a half-eaten finger amongst the food that's piled on the table where Baraz was sat. But you don't find any iconography. You don't find anything Hadar related apart from themselves. You don't see that here. The place itself, there's no treasure here that you can find, not obvious treasure anyway. There are barrels of wine. There's a few writing implements, desks, ink notes, quills, parchments. It's all quite mundane, and a lot of that stuff has been discarded or thrown away. But there are piles of food, like any foodstuffs that could be found. So anything that you think that the nuns would have used normally is just scattered, and there's barely any of it left. There are sacks of raw potatoes that have maybe a few crumbs of like potato at the bottom. There's bags of flour that have been emptied. Just anything consumable has been taken. The wine barrels themselves are nearly all empty. It's just been absolutely ravaged. Nova, you and anybody else looking for the nuns, it doesn't take you long before when you check the stable, the wagon house attached to the side of the building, you find a trapdoor hidden underneath the wagon itself. Where the wagon's been ripped apart, there is a hidden trapdoor. And when you try to open it, you can tell that something is kind of wedged it shut from underneath.
Can I go and rip it open? Try to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you call out for Ayla or Sentry, you can just open it freely. And as you rip it open, you see clutching what appears to be like a piece of rope that was used to like hold it shut is a terrified young, I'd probably say half-elf woman, a nun, dressed in a nun's habit. You can see that her face is streaked with tears and dust and dirt, as she seems to have been hiding in what appears to be like a small stone cellar that has seemingly gone unfound by these creatures.
I'm just
You can
gonna,
see
like,
it, and as
"Hey,
you
hey,
rip
hey,
it
hey,
open, she is like screaming, like, "No, please!" And then she kind of
okay, it's okay.
realizes,
It's okay. It's okay. We're safe. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. It's fine.
"Did
It's
you
fine.
kill them all? Are they still here? The
Yes,
gnolls, you need to get away."
They're done. It's fine. It's fine. You're safe.
And she just
Is there
buries
anyone
her
else?
face into your shoulder, Nova, and you just hear sobbing. You just hear like deep,
Do you know, I
heavy
think
sobs
given-
as she just buries herself into
Yeah.
you.
Given what we've been through, I'm just gonna hold on to her for life and just like almost start crying myself as well, given like all the horrible things we've just been through.
Yeah. You can see that she's probably a little intoxicated. You're not sure how long she's been down there, but there's like an opened bottle of wine. And it's like a very small little storage cellar. There's just a couple of very dusty looking bottles of wine down there. And just filth. It's kind of like it's cobwebby and dusty, and she's covered in, what days worth of sort of like hiding in a very small crawl space would do. Eventually she kind of comes a bit more to her senses. What about the vineyard, the monastery? Is everyone okay? I heard them sending more of those horrible things up there.
It's fine. That's where we came from. We started there, and they said that you were here, so we came to get you.
What about Gwendolyn? Did you get the ones who took Gwendolyn?
I genuinely can't remember that name.
Zenova's doesn't ring a bell.
Who?
Gwendolyn, she's another sister. She was here in the winery with me when they attacked, and they caught her. She led them away so that I could hide, and I heard them saying that they were going to take her back to the star. They were taking her to sacrifice her to the star.
I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's fine. Straight up line. Sure she's fine.
Sure. She's not in a position to doubt you at this point. Yeah. And you guys,
Neva's just patting her head.
Some time.
She's fine. I'm sure she's fine.
It's all right. It's okay. Yeah.
Can we I'm just looking around dazed, covered in ichor at everybody. Can we lie down or
I'm already laying down in the middle of the floor.
Can we
it's like spread wide as I can, just like
Is it over?
I think it's over, Lucius. We did good. You did good. We all did good. Well done.
I think we're owed like a lot of wine for this. Like
have a glass.
Permanent,
Everybody
like,
have a glass.
Lifetime supply of wine. I think that's fair. Like always stock the ship wine, the best wine. I'm tired. I'm gonna have a nap.
Yeah. So my question is, what do you guys do now? Go on, Sentry.
Ichor.
Oh no, go on, Sentry had something.
I'm just gonna share out the last bit of my lay on hands points. I've got 10 left, so I'll probably just give 5 to Ayla and then 5 to Lucius.
Don't bother about me.
Okay.
Give it to the other guys. Don't worry about me. I'm still
I think
like,
Quill's looking pretty beat
I've
up.
got 60 hit points.
Halfway.
I'll do 5 to Lucius.
Oh no,
and
you
5
healed,
to Quill.
didn't you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm on 32.
I was taking half damage the whole time, so I'm good.
That's what I mean.
I'll help Quill up and give her
I was worried about Sentry, not me.
Yeah. Thank you, Ayla. You've really saved me. I'm glad you came back. I wouldn't be here.
That was a bit,
for sure.
This is a bit close there, Sentry.
That was very close.
No, don't want that.
We did it though. We all did.
Should we take should we go back up probably?
Yes.
See the rest of the nuns. Maybe get some rest.
Could you just take a hold of sorry, what was the sister's name? The one that I'm manhandling?
You don't know. You not asked her
okay.
name. She's asked for about Sister Gwendolyn, but you don't know the sister's name.
Ayla, could you just take care of this sister what's your name?
Sister Arabelle. My name's Arabelle. She's kind of like
Sister
rubbing her
Arabelle.
eyes and like she looks pretty dazed. She looks kind of a bit hungry and tired as well. You don't think she slept?
Yeah, should we start heading back to the monastery? If there's nothing, I want to leave this place. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What on
I
earth
guess-
happened out here?
Yeah, when you
everywhere.
Oh.
the whole place is covered in foliage.
How did we
Also,
get
dead
out?
gnoll bodies are everywhere. There's a lot of dead gnolls out here.
Ooh.
It was a bit touch and go. So Sentry decided that she would make a jungle as a solution, and it was actually a really good solution. So nice work there. That was cool. But yeah, now we
jungle?
might have to go around the long way. Sorry about that.
How?
I had to slow them down.
Yes, I think
With
you
a
achieved that
jungle?
goal. Very impressive.
Hey, it
thank
helped.
you.
It saved us a little bit. Saved us some time.
And some of them
Yeah.
grown back.
Wait, are these
Kim.
made out of sentry bits?
Just go, Kim.
Because
I can see you waiting.
As people go, can I have a quick look around the winery and see if I can find signs of Gwendolyn, like scrap of none have it? Or
Yeah, no, you do.
Cool.
No, you actually don't. Unlike the guards, you don't find any scraps of clothing. You don't find any
Oh.
body parts that you think could be her. Yeah, no, you don't find any trace.
Can I have a good search of everything then? Like any more trapdoors and like call out her name?
I mean, yeah, you do that. I'm not gonna make you roll because you don't have any pressure here. There's no chance. Like, if you want to spend like an hour, like give the other guys a short rest while you investigate.
Yeah, maybe could I do stuff like cast detect magic as well and stuff and just see?
Yep. Nope. You don't find anything else here. The only thing you do find is that there are tracks that lead out of the front entrance to the gates. Knoll tracks, very clearly lots of knolls. And they lead off and out from the monastery and towards the mountains and the valleys. And Arabelle kind of is kind of, as you guys are kind of resting, and she's just like, are you sure that Gwendolyn will be okay? I heard them saying something about taking her to be given to the star. Two of them, two of the ones in the robes, they were going to take her back somewhere to give her to the star.
Oh.
Ayla is gonna just walk away and not even attempt to talk because she'll fuck it up.
I think we need to get you back to the monastery. We need to get you back to your abbotess, and don't worry about Gwendolyn. She'll be fine. We'll deal with it, right?
Okay, all right. Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure. +5. What did that roll? That rolled a 23.
Yeah. She seems utterly calmed by this, and she's like, "Yes, you've done so much. I'm sure you'll look after her. I'm sure you can save her as well." And then she just kind of clings to Nova. And she's quite a homely young woman. She looks like maybe probably was once like a farmer or villager. Nobody fancy or anything like that, but she has quite bright eyes, a little bob haircut. Her habit's all like ruined. She doesn't have her wimple on anymore. She just has her hair loose, in a little kind of above the ears bob, or just below the ears bob. Little pointed ears. Messenger ring.
I'd like to messenger ring saying, so there's still someone out there, and we are exhausted, yet time is of the essence. They could be dead already, could have been swallowed like we almost were. Did you find any trace in the vineyard? Or in this place?
Messenger ring. I found tracks. Knoll tracks out the front gates leading towards the mountains, and yeah, Arabelle mentioned that Knolls were taking her to the Red Star. So I think she's...
So it's not over. There's more. There's more Hadar presence here. This doesn't end with that monstrosity that we just faced. How worse does it get?
Do I know how far the mountains are from where we are? If
You-
I was to
you
look
could get
at
there
it, say,
Yeah, you could look at it Quill's, you're a navigator, this is what you do. You can probably reach them in a couple of hours. The first of the valley, this thing is at the top of a hill and it slopes into a valley. So you can get there in a couple of hours, and then, it depends on if you can find where these guys came from. But judging by the fact that the tracks that Nova found, Nova's not a particularly skilled hunter, and the fact that she saw tracks means that these guys had no efforts to try and hide where they came from or where they were going.
I'm just gonna throw it out there that none of us are in a position to deal with that right now, because then we're all just gonna die, and that's not constructive for
You can
anyone.
take a long rest.
So
Take 8 hours and then...
I'm gonna say we need some sleep.
Yeah.
Should we head back to the
Yeah.
Abbot?
Yeah, the monastery and the abbotess.
Yeah, that one.
You guys can make your way there. This can all count as a short rest if you guys want as well. There's no reason that you can't take a short rest now or you can just have a long rest when you get there. You're not under threat or doing anything strenuous. So in fact, I would say if you guys want to take a long rest, if the agreement is to take a long rest, you can all take a long rest now. And then we'll just have 8 hours of downtime, resting, eating, healing, patching up wounds, that sort of thing. Sentry, you still need to have a medicine check on your injury as well, so don't forget that.
Yeah.
Are we doing it?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way we can just short rest through this next one.
It's not going to be a comfortable 8 hours.
Before we go, could someone take a look at at my arm quickly.
What's wrong?
I will try.
I got hit pretty badly in that fight earlier, and it just won't stop bleeding.
Oh. Can you help, Quill?
7.
So 7's not going to be enough. This actually requires like proper stitching and cleaning the wound and everything else. Like, even though Sentry's a guardian, like, this still needs to be taken care of properly. You're
Maybe
not
someone
sure if
here
I
could
was going
help.
to ask. What's stopping me from just trying it again and again and again?
There is technically in the raw rules nothing. I'm going to say that once you have tried it, you can't try again now for another day. Like, you've done the best you can, like, with this potential thing. Somebody else can give it a go, but you've done the best you can do. You can't repeat this skill check. This is just you try it once, and if you fail, you failed.
I try it.
You can, anybody can try a medicine check, for sure. Like, you guys can all kind of work together. You can take if somebody wants to assist somebody else, you can give somebody advantage. 15.
Oh, right. That was with advantage, so.
Let's assume that somebody aids you, and you just take the one with advantage, eh? Because the 15 is what you need.
One. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. The 15 is enough. Like, Ayla kind of takes Sentry down, and you use, like, parts of... It is binding the wound, but with Sentry, it's also kind of maybe using, like, paste to, like, kind of wedge metal over it and then bandage it and seal it properly and things like that, just to stop this life essence from coming out of it, basically. And that's enough that you properly patch it up, so you no longer have that injury, Sentry. You guys...
Thank you so much.
Make your way back up to the monastery, taking Sister Arabelle with you, where you are met by the abbotess and the others, who have now managed to kind of get everything back into a semblance of order in a way. They've managed to clean up what they can. They've rebarricaded. Several of them have now taken the bows off of the gnolls you had slain, and they've now got quivers of arrows and things like that, and they're just trying to keep a defensive perimeter. When you arrive with Arabelle, the abbotess comes rushing out, wraps her arms around her, kisses her on both cheeks, and it's just like, adventurers, I cannot even begin to thank you for helping find Arabelle. I take it you destroyed whatever creature was there. What about Sister Gwendolyn? Did you find her?
We found tracks,
See,
which means there's more.
How can there be more of them? There's more of gnolls than I've ever seen in this area. There cannot be much more of them.
We do have some good news.
Yes?
Your orchard is flourishing. Thanks to Sentry.
I see. Well, I'll be quite honest with you, Aarakocra. I am just relieved that you have slain that hideous beast that had taken over the winery and found my beloved girls. I cannot begin to thank you all enough for what you have done. If there's any way that we can help you, and I will see you handsomely rewarded for this. We have some monetary funds that we use. I wish to make sure that you are compensated for your injuries and the danger that you have placed yourselves in. Come, rest, take a moment. You are no doubt exhausted, but you will try and rescue Gwendolyn as well, yes? You will go after them.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know it is much to ask. I know, but if I could go after her myself, I would, but the fact that you have destroyed this monster, it proves that you are far more capable than I. Thank you. I will let you rest for a moment, but I will gather some things for you. And the sisters take you in.
So we need it.
Rest. Sisters, bring them food, bring them bandages, whatever they require. And the sisters are like, of course, Abbotess, of course. And they begin rushing around. They bring you food. They find beds, and they bring you pillows, water, fresh, clean, crisp water. They help dress and bandage your wounds. Yes, Lucius.
Is there a airship dock nearby, or somewhere where we can land one in the vicinity?
It would be difficult. There is nothing like a dock or anything like that. The nearest one is Porto Sovrano. This area is mainly valleys and hills. The nearest open space is several miles to the south, I'm afraid.
Right. Okay, thank you. I'll take my leave now.
I suppose that they could wait off the cliff edge, but that would be somewhat precarious. There's no... it would not be easy, I'm sure, for your ship captain to fly.
That's right, we'll land it on the orchard.
You can do what you want. Yeah, you guys take a long rest, during which the abbotess returns to you with a small gilded chest. It is probably about the size of a jewelry box.
How much is it worth?
And in the chest, which is probably worth about 100 gold.
Oh!
Do you think he was just going to give you that?
No, of course I'm not.
Liam and secret
You have to
chest.
get it made. You have to get it made, Thomas. But she brings you back this chest, as well as what appears to be a faint blue crystal inside a cloth. She offers you the chest and says, on behalf of the Vintari Solorense, please take this as thank you for what you've done. Inside the chest is 300 platinum pieces, which is 3,000 gold.
We have money again!
Wait,
We are
how much?
we are
sorry?
very blessed to be wealthy. 3,000 gold or 300 platinum pieces.
They got the good wine.
We are very profitable and we are very prosperous, thanks to our patrons, but we have very little use for the money ourselves beyond charity. I can think of no better cause than a reward for those who have saved the vineyard. And also, a personal gift from myself. This was a relic given to me back in my younger, more rebellious days. It is a gift of Sayana herself. It is called a crystal cord, and it will make one of you more agile and dexterous.
Wow. How does that work?
It will, once you attune your mind and body to it, it will transform itself into a mote of music that will surround you. It will always be with you, and while it is there, it adds fluidity and grace and agility to your body and your movements. It is called
Very
the Crystal
generous.
Cord of Alacrity.
Shouldn't part with something so personal.
No, I must. This is... You
Okay,
have done
thank
more,
you.
and I have no more need for it. I give it to you, and you choose who you think that it would benefit the most.
Right. We will, thank you. I need to
So
see
who
it.
wants to take it?
Who would it? I genuinely, I don't know enough.
Exactly.
Well, it will basically, whoever attunes to it gets +2 to their dexterity. So it's
I've
pretty
got
useful to everybody, but
16
certain characters might
dex.
get the most from it.
Let's throw it in the air,
Yeah.
and whoever doesn't get to it in time and it smashes on the floor, they get it. Because they're the least dexterous.
Sounds great.
Wait,
We'd
so
up my
whoever doesn't
damage,
catch
wouldn't it?
Yeah, who's
What's that?
Who's the most effective with it?
It would up my damage.
It wouldn't up your damage because you use strength
Yeah.
for your hammer. It would increase your bow damage, and it would increase AC by 1. Anybody who attunes it, apart from Sentry, who's wearing heavy armor. And I think Quill and Nova, I don't know what your dexes are, but I think you're maxed out on
+3.
what you can get. Yeah, so Kim, your armor is maxed out. You can't get any more AC from your increase in dex. Quill, what's your dex?
+2.
So you're the same because your breastplate isn't Ethereum, so you're maxed out on dex armor as well. So
Would it help
Sentry?
Lucius's? Because he can't
it
wear
would boost Lucius's
Right.
AC by 1. Yes.
I don't need AC. I'm a sorcerer. See, you can tell in that fight I had loads of armor. Of Agathis.
Um,
Well, it's either,
I leave it to you
it's
guys to
either
decide.
Ayla or Lucius. It would max out my dex.
I
Yes.
feel
Can we
like
go-
Lucius.
Can we role play like a half an hour of me and Sentry just going, no, you have it. No, honestly, I don't need it.
Oh,
The sentry
I
can
don't
have
know.
it.
I don't need it. I've got plenty. You can have it. It's fine.
Maybe we can splitsies.
Right.
I don't
well,
think it would work. Lucius.
It's
fine.
it's
You
me,
guys can
it's me or
decide.
you. Sentry
Right.
can't up her AC.
No,
Let's
I
flip
mean,
a
you
platinum
can.
for it.
If you
Get
want
a-
to roll a
You're gonna flip for
d6 and if you want to roll a d6 to simulate a coin flip, you can do that.
Trot, take it. Trot.
No, I will roll for it as Lucius would.
Would
Right,
it?
1
I'm
to
looking at
3
your
Ayla,
12
5 to
AC.
6 Lucius, or 4, 5, 6 Lucius.
Do it.
I mean, 1 AC is not a huge difference, to be fair.
True.
No.
Am I rolling?
But it's more like if Lucius ever, I don't know, multi-classed into Rogue or something like that, then it would boost that.
Ooh.
The 4.
There you
Would
go.
it be
So Ayla.
something that? Would it be something that if I could put it into the hammer as a relic?
No,
kind of thing,
it would not
no?
help the hammer. It will boost dexterity. It is not
I
going
was
to
just
boost the
curious,
hammer.
because we
What about
put
Tiangong?
magical things into it.
Yeah.
You've put
Tiangong
things that
just
make
eat it.
sense into it before. No, because it's not a weapon.
Congratulations! Who won the coin flip? Lucius did. Wow!
Ayla did.
Congratulations, Lucius.
Well, I will not going to continue this debate. You guys can talk about this offline.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah,
I'd like it.
I want it.
I would.
Would you?
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I mean,
Um,
I want it, but Lucius.
you know what,
is also a
Abates? You
squishy
keep
boy.
it.
Someone
We'll
will
talk
have it
about
by
it
next
offline.
episode.
Let's just sell it for like 5 GP.
Nope.
Yeah, do I know how much it would be worth? Man, you know how much money
You do
we
not.
have? I sold the sequester scroll. Oh!
And there we are.
anyway. All right, is there anything else? What do you guys want to
No.
do? You complete your long rest.
We're long
You
resting.
now
and
have
I
money.
think,
I'm assuming Nova has written down the money.
I have written down the money, yes.
Yeah, I knew you would.
I've also written down that the chest is 100 gold, just in case we want to sell
Yeah.
a chest.
Yeah.
Important fact.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I gave it you a. That's why I said it was worth something, not nothing. When Tom asked me.
Yeah.
One day.
Anything else?
Yeah, so I
Free?
think the plan is to head into the mountains and finish the fight like Master Chief, but slower.
Okay.
Because otherwise
and
they're
more
just
in
going
that
to come
case,
back, right?
Do we have anybody
Yeah.
after us, by the way?
No.
Sweet.
I checked,
Right.
no.
In that case, I just want to get to this next bit because then I've got a good cliffhanger.
Oh.
Okay.
Great.
So, you guys, after resting, recovering, you make your way back down the mountain, back down the hill towards the winery, and you begin following the tracks. Between Ayla's survival skills and Quill's perception, it does not take much effort to locate this track. And it quickly realize it's 2 creatures, 2 gnolls carrying another being that you are following the tracks of. You can see that going the other way towards where you just came from, there was a lot more gnolls. A big pack in about the same sizes of all the gnolls you've just defeated. But going back, quite fresh, quite recently, maybe within a day or so, just 2 gnolls carrying something heavy. You make your way through the mountains and the valleys, and it becomes this kind of rocky, quite fertile landscape, but the valley is quite steep, and it has these very natural caverns woven amongst it, hidden behind little copses of trees and forests and streams and things like that. And eventually, you find your way into a small crevice, like a narrow crack in the wall. The tracks lead down single file into a cave system. This cave must have recently collapsed because one part of it the wall has collapsed, revealing a chamber that had previously been hidden. The stones have been cleared and pulled away to the side, revealing the space inside to be a chapel of sorts. The walls of this chapel look ancient, at least perhaps 300 years old. The walls have been painted with a dark red, you assume paint, but imagine it is something far worse. The murals depict creatures of a humanoid shape amid a red circle. Around it, the creatures that appear to be worshipping in this figure have black holes in places of their heads or in their chest or in their arms. Some of them have distended mouths that turn into great wicked smiles in profile. The shrine looks ancient, and a single black stone altar occupies the far end of the room, where you can see laying on top of it, her hands bound and clearly unconscious, is a young woman in a nun's habit. Beside her are two gnolls wearing the tattered robes with the red dot on them like you saw before. But all three are held by forks of red energy that encapsulates all three of them and is feeding directly into a tear within space itself. A thin crack, like a hairline fracture through the very existence of the universe, where these red tendrils of light have begun escaping and are slowly drawing the life of the three creatures in the shrine itself. And that is where we will end today's episode.
No!
I drew a picture.
In fact, actually, no. I just realized you guys took a long rest. I'm going to redact some of that because you guys took a long rest. I forgot that you didn't go there straight away. You can see clothing that would have once been a nun's habit and the robes of two gnolls.
Oh.
But there is no longer a body amongst them. And instead, the crack is no longer, it's not a hairline fracture, but perhaps an inch or 2 inches wide. And from this crack within reality, you can see shifting black and crimson space undulating behind it. And in the very far, far, far distance, a tiny black speck. And as you look at it and realize what is around, you hear, "Hello. Now who are you?" And that is where we'll end today's episode.
No! No!
One more hour. I say.
If you guys want to go for another hour, I'll go for another hour. But I don't think you really want to do that. Save it for next week.
Oh.
Shit.
Let's do some experience points.
Shit.
How about that? I'll cheer you up with some experience points. How about that?
Have we,
Yeah.
Should we do
Some experience,
donations? Should we do donations and then XP? Or
Let's do XP first because we keep forgetting XP, and I don't want to forget XP.
This was
and then
meant
we'll
to
do
be
that.
our
Definitely
nice
not
And if
have
anybody
anyone
needs to go,
chapter.
I'm happy to stay
And,
online
like-
if Trot's happy to. So
I'll read out
Right.
some yogis.
Let's carry on.
read out some yogis. Right. So let's go through the checklist of the experience points. So you completed a session, so you automatically get a bonus 900. You guys got the experience points. Any short-term goals? Do we think that we had completed a short-term goal this session?
Found Hadar.
We killed
we-
Is
that
that a
boss
personal
thing.
short-term goal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll get
personal
experience points for
short-term.
fighting the combat. You'll still get that experience. So I'm not going to give you bonus experience points for like fighting
saved
an
a
encounter.
nun.
And you did save a nun. I'm not going to. I don't think that counts as a personal goal.
Nah.
I'm nearly destroying my microphone.
could be
while I'm doing this,
related.
'cause we could be related, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. In that case, let's just jump on to characters attuned to a new magic item. You didn't technically attune, but you basically can. So I'll give that one to you.
Yeah, someone will.
Whoever
got-
took it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A character invoked their bond, ideal, or flaw to make a meaning impact during gameplay. Anybody think that they got that one?
Nah.
I burned through spell slots, and I think that's my flaw.
I don't think it is, Thomas. But yes, nice try. Okay. Character developed a new or existing relationship in a meaningful way.
Hadar.
Nice try.
The
Maybe next
nuns?
time. Maybe if you
Ayla
befriend
came,
Hadar
Ayla
next
came
time.
back for me. Like Ayla.
Yeah,
Ayla
and
came
do you
back.
feel that that's made an important thing to Sentry? Do you feel that that's like Sentry's gonna remember that? Like,
Yeah, because it's like it's developing that connection. I think. Yeah.
sure,
Hmm.
absolutely. If you think that, I will give that to you, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Characters discovered a piece of interesting, useful, and/or secret lore about the world or an NPC.
Yeah.
we
And
got
we
that.
found a star temple.
I will give that one to you. Yes, for that revelation at the end, I'll definitely give that one to you. Character used a skill or a spell to solve a problem in an interesting way or meaningful way. I think plant growth.
Yeah.
counts for
That
that.
was very
I don't know if
cool.
everybody
Yeah.
else. That was very cool.
And in
Thanks to the
last,
XP.
just
Party undertook a perilous journey. No, I don't think that one. A character
thought
failed
that
a
was
significant
perilous.
role. It was Paris, but it wasn't a journey. It was a combat. A character failed a significant role that resulted in wasted resources, a negative relationship with an NPC, an injury, or some other major drawback. Go on, Trot.
I rolled. Tom had to port it, and now he hates me.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
And then the last one is a character took actions that made a major impact on the world or local area for better or for worse. I think that you did because that long rest has ultimately resulted in a death. So of an NPC,
also
not an NPC you know.
rejuvenated-
And
Like-
well, no, that you didn't get that effect. You had the other effect, not that effect. So
But we saved
alright,
one
we could-
nun.
you did save one
It
nun.
was
You
either
absolutely
that.
did.
We had nothing left. Like,
Yeah,
You had
we
nothing
would've-
left.
One
No.
nun is better than none. man.
That's the risk versus
I
reward,
was
right?
gonna
Like
say
it's like
that.
you guys made the decision of like whoever this person is, we can't risk going straight after her. We have to rest. That's fine, but obviously it means that you
None,
didn't
none.
get to her and to save her. In that case, I can reveal that each of you get 3,600 experience points.
Nice.
What,
Level
3?
20.
600.
600.
3,600.
We're literally
So
like
close.
746 away.
The
Cresting.
next session you will level up, but not this session.
846.
Like, yeah, we're
Character
literally like
up.
within 1,000 of leveling up.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember that time when Entry did something else that gave us all XP?
She's not going to give you 1,000, so nice try. But no, you'll get that next time. So there you go, 3,600.
Also
man.
count the previous
Do
few
we-
sessions.
Read donos.
We can read donos, yeah.
It just says
So
Lucius
does that count the last few?
as we're trailing through
Yes.
towards the cave, Lucius has this like extra nice like blue glow about him. I don't know what it is. It just feels like he's got this. Anyway, donations.
I don't get what you were
Man.
doing there. Is it just because you changed your lights or something? I don't know.
I suddenly got this blue. Anyway, Magic Man 7,900, 400 bits. Thank you very much. Frank the NPC
you.
donated. Episode prediction: Quill has kept his limbs for too long. He loses another today. Lucius meets the love of his life. Almost got swallowed by him. The fanciest wine. Nova speaks to Hadar and more. Oh, those
Oh my
wacky
God.
iron sloths.
Kinda.
Might
That
be,
one wasn't
might be
far
next
off.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
That was the closest one yet. Nightjar donated. Tom, you had a perfect opportunity to do the nightingale sound. I'm disappointed in you. Everyone else, you're doing great.
Damn it, you're right. At the very start.
When I was doing my David
Oh
Attenborough.
yeah, the intros. That stupid game. Ace of Thorns donated. Tentacles. Why does it have to be tentacles? Lol. Stay safe, stay wonderful, okay. Distance hugs. Thank you, Ace of Thorns. Raging Rhino 10101 donated. While this fight is very up, down fight, but saved by the fact that Trot is remembering all of his abilities. Hadar and Starbane are screwed now, thanks to top quality content as ever. Layers and layers.
You're welcome.
Ligaratus?
Yes.
Yep.
There's a lot of ones and fours donated.
Yeah.
Wow, what an exciting episode today. Much Knoll. Very body horror. Such tentacle.
Yep.
Thanks again, guys, for giving me a little distraction from everything going on in the world right now. You're welcome. I gave you
Yeah.
something
You're very
horrifying in its place.
And I hope you're feeling better,
Horrifying
friend.
for some,
Yeah.
not for others.
I like being swallowed. It's one of my things. Hard Scrabble. Half
Don't
hundo.
say that, Trot. People are going to start sending you
Don't
Vor
click
now.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Or-
click now.
What's the for?
Oh,
Don't ask.
Trot,
Keep
no,
carry on.
don't.
Keep
don't.
sailing past. Sail
carry
past
on.
it. Go.
Hard Scrabble, half hundo. Thank you very, very much. No message, but thank you very much. Metamanu, quarter hundo, thank you. And I thought it would be a nice, easy encounter to chill a bit after all the shit that happened. Well,
You didn't watch last week then, because don't think it implied
That
easy
was
encounter last
Metamanu.
week. Oh,
Thank
Metamanu,
you.
sorry.
Bandai Nemzai donated. Thank you very much. For goodness sake, guys, you've got to stop getting into combats that leave you all near freaking death. I don't think my heart can take much more of this. We did an Eroa stress recovery group. Hearts to all, stop nearly dying. We actually do have a recovery group. It's called the High Rollers D&D Discord. Check it
Very good, Chris Trot.
Nice.
out. New
We
Alex.
also
Near
have
death combat is the only combat.
Patreon.
Pay for therapy. New Alex donated. That was heart in mouth and Lucius in mouth combat. Nice. Love it. Generally thought TPK was when that gravity beam went off. Me too. I thought that was the end there. If there's no loot, why not help yourself to some of the wine? Top tip, the older the wine, the gooder the wine. Smiley face. Correct.
Smiley face.
2 more of the Ox. Yep. Jolteon FireEye donated again. Too close, guys. Too close. And Nightjar again saying, no, thank you. In full caps. Thank you, Nightjar. No, thank you.
Thanks, Nightjar.
Thank you, Nightjar.
Perfect. You have to keep that open just in case there's a response. Hey, on the High Rollers donations though, Hunter Triple donated with Mark. This is my second time watching live, and you're putting me through all this. Seriously though,
Yes.
you guys are fantastic.
Yes.
Best part of my day. Keep being awesome.
I mean,
Darth Day
I just make the monsters, man.
It was a
Darth
no,
Day
thank
41.
you. Instead of
Yeah.
no, thank you. It was a no, thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Oh,
To the
okay.
tentacle thing, I assume.
Don't want it.
Darth Day 41. When you kill the boss, but the boss music doesn't end. Stay safe, guys.
Yeah.
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 Varus donated with that message. Thank you very much. I've got Cooper Orc gifting 5 subs, but I do know that there was a ton of gifted subs.
There was.
And for some reason, Cooper Orc isn't
Yeah.
showing up in Streamlabs. So thank you very much for all the gifted subs and also resubs and everything. Everybody.
Yeah,
Matt
insane.
C.
So much.
Hey guys, it's me, the music guy. I just finished working on a super special project and I'll be releasing a new song each day this week. Thanks
Oh,
for being an
wow.
inspiration for people like making
We
dumb
donated that
stuff
to
on the internet.
for
Well,
both.
We donated both.
Very nice.
lovely. Well, thank you very
Thanks
much.
very much.
Kenku Noises with just over a quarter hundo. No! You can die when I kill you! What I said.
That was a great line. That was a
good
great
line.
line.
That was very good.
See that Tom hates me. That's why we got the XP.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Rugzaro, Lucius dying, then undying, made me choke on my ice cream. He did it twice. Seriously, you guys never give me a dull Sunday since I started watching live in the episode Juto spoiler died. Thanks so much for your years of work.
Hey.
Ren Harrell. Oh god, I choked on gum. Ren Harrell, I got a dip to play my own game. Mark, please do not kill anyone, even Lucius. Riley, long-time
Wow.
fan, first time
Up to me.
donating. I love you guys. What? What? I wasn't listening. Sorry. Riley, long-time
going.
fan, first time donating. I love you guys. I don't think I've ever screamed more at my computer. Y'all need Starbane. Carissa, use the wand to consume the rod. What? Yeah. Blue.
Okay.
I'm so glad I stayed up for this, but please don't do that again. My heart can't take it. Sending lots of love and thank you for the amazing stream. Some guy just tuning in, so going to catch up on the VOD. Going to be quite amazing, interesting to see if Ayla falls over for the first time. Also, I cannot remember once ever that Katie has been on 0 HP, including Alora.
I'm over.
I did get Laura to 0 once. Once.
But I think I think I worked out that no, I don't think you did.
I think I
You
know.
knocked
Maybe
me
I
out of
knocked
my
you out
beast
of
shape
form.
a lot of
Yeah, I
times,
knocked you out of
but you
form.
didn't-
Yeah, that's
but you
what I
didn't
did, yeah.
knock
Need to
Alora
up the
down.
combat
Min-maxing.
encounter difficulty, Mark.
One day. Yeah, is that what you? Yeah, I
Yeah,
can up
just
the
go up
combat
one.
encounter
Yeah,
difficulty
just go
for
up
sure.
one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, I saved Sentry. I did what I could to stand in front of the attacks. I have
You did.
them.
Yeah, you did.
If it was a different kind of
I would be
damage,
straight up
then
dead.
I wouldn't have.
I'll tell you something. If
like
Ayla didn't have the
32.
AC she has, I would have put Ayla on 0 a long time ago. But Ayla
Yeah.
has a godlike dex and con, so
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
very hard to hit her.
2 more. Adam
Right.
Mills, who I saw also gifted a ton of subs as well, so thank you very much. I know it's not £3,000, but you guys rock, and I'll support where I can. What? No, that's absurd. Thank you for the amazing stories you put out every week. Well, thank you for the gifted subs, and thank you for the donation as well. 3,000.
That's pretty.
Zen
yeah, I know.
Blaster. Zen Blaster. Zen Blaster with 33.333 recurring, of course. Rhiannon's new look makes me
Dear
think
God.
Sentry is playing as Elzra so hard. She's even playing D&D Nuzlocke with no healing. Everyone, stay safe in the chat.
That's
The
horrible.
longer
and I
this
hate
goes, the worse it gets.
it. Yeah. You've killed him.
It's the best
Right.
shit I've ever seen.
if you haven't got your donation there, it hasn't turned up. I'm very sorry.
But we will try
Thank
and
you,
get the
everybody.
details. Let the mods know. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
We're going to end this madness now. We will be back. You'll see us. Well, you'll see Chaos Twins on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we'll be back for some more Curse of Strahd. Until then, stay safe. We love yous. Look after yourselves. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.